What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Oh, you know, man, I'm sitting here on cloud 9. First off, got NBA playoffs going on. Definitely enjoying that, even though I owe somebody a jersey. Oh, can't believe this nonsense. But
oh man, that was unreal.
I'm also,
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. I'm also in the middle of an improbable JMU run right now. As you see, I'm decked up. We had a game at 4:00, so I will not be up here with you that long today. I know sometimes we flirt with these 2.5, 3-hour podcasts. We've done a 4-hour before. That ain't happening today, baby. I got game day today. I got to have time to pregame.
I was going to say, you need a pregame.
I need pregame time, okay? Because this is significant.
This could be the last of the season.
This could be the last, or we're going to the Natty.
Yeah.
So either way, we got to be tuned up for this game. So I'm extremely excited. Then I also got a chance yesterday, man, to see a little fighting, man. A little Mayweather, Logan Paul. That was fun. Kicked it with the homies. Stepped out for a little bit, man. It felt good to be out, have a little normalcy around.
Oh, you were out and about. It wasn't at your crib.
Yeah. So this was the thing. I thought about paying for it. And I was like, man, it's an exhibition, baby. Come on, Moats. You know better than this. And then my homie, he was like, yo, I'll order the fight. Just come over. I'm like, no, I can't put that on you either.
What was it, 100?
No, Showtime?
60?
It was up there. No, it's probably 70 with Showtime.
Okay.
Yep. I think 70 was Showtime. So we're like, no, let's go out, man. Let's hit the town. Have a little fun.
Nice.
Funny thing is, though, I didn't realize that because it's an exhibition, even though it's pay-per-view, a lot of places weren't showing it. So like we went to the different casinos.
Really?
Yeah, they were like the casino, they were saying because it was an exhibition and it wasn't going to be a legit winner or loser, they weren't going to show it because for them, betting wise, not that many people were going to tune in and get their money back because apparently they have to pay like some crazy fee to get to get the fights there. You know what I mean? They have it's like $2,500 or something. Like they pay like to show it on all the TVs in their establishment. So a lot of places weren't. So I did what any, Pittsburgh guy looking for a good time to watch the fight would do.
Southside.
I took my time to Southside. It was janky. I was a little nervous, not gonna lie. Couple fights broken up, couple drinks. It was kind of wild. It was cool. But as a whole, I got to see the fight. Ran into some of my peoples down there. I'm like, yo. And they're like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, shh. Let me stay low key. I don't want any attention. You know what Southside does to football players, especially Steelers. Like, this is bad. It's bad news down there on the Southside. But I had to see the fight. So I got to watch the fight, saw it for free. And my man Mayweather, he gave me what I needed. So I was happy about that. So like I said, for me, man, I'm feeling great right now. This is a great weekend / new Monday for me. It's all good. Now, 7 o'clock could be totally different. But right now, it's all optimism. It's all good, baby. So I'm feeling great, man.
Now, I know you did a video on the fight. Yeah. I think you're dropping it. Did you drop it already?
I haven't dropped it yet. It's dropping soon. I figured this, right? We have the podcast coming in. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments right now. I was trying to give y'all some time to get in here. Seeing everybody, they're sitting here. I'm like, man, I couldn't drop that vid right now because now it's like, well, they got to be conflicted. Do I watch the video first so I could be the first one to comment? Because, everybody loves to be first. Like, yo, I'm first or I'm second. So I'm like, I don't want to do that to them when they're trying to be first and tuning into this as well. So, yeah, man.
Okay.
So I
don't know if I want to do any spoilers for me because I didn't see it at all. I knew it ended in a draw.
Yeah.
Some people were saying Paul won. Some people were saying Mayweather won.
Mm-hmm.
The stats, I saw the stats. Mayweather had the stats across the board.
It wasn't close, bro.
And then the only video I've seen of Paul doing anything is just, I don't know, him just rumbling. But it looks so awkward. I'm like, this isn't boxing.
So I will say this, because like I said, I did talk about it in the video. I'll be dropping that a little later. And it's fine that we could talk about it right now because this is the live portion and we know not everybody is on right now. But in terms of the fight, man, Floyd looked like Floyd just older. You know what I mean? Like he understands how to handle the ring. He knew how to tire Logan out. It was just funny to me just how big Logan was compared to Floyd. But I
saw pictures. It was crazy.
But I've never seen Floyd that big either. Usually Floyd, when he fights, he's lean, cut up, smooth, shaved, and he was out that thing just like, oh, I roll it out of bed. Let's go get it. So it like you could see that if Floyd really was taking it serious, he probably would have knocked him down like a couple of times. Because it was, I think, the second or third round, he was catching him. And he was just like, if Floyd really was trying to do something right here, like this could probably be bad. Because Logan was just so gassed. And that was the part that was funny to me. I'm like, ooh, you tired. But, that's how it goes sometimes when you step in there with the greatest.
So that 5-6 second run of him just going back and forth, was
He wasn't
an
hitting him.
outlier. Okay, so
No,
he was blocking all that. Yeah. Okay.
And he did it. It was like the last like 7 seconds of the round. And he was already gassed in there. That's what made it funny. We was like, oh, so you got your little win. He threw them punches, and then after that, he was done the rest of the fight.
Was it worthwhile? Because I saw a lot of other people saying like, oh, this was a joke.
For me, I thought it was worthwhile because I went in with the mindset of it being an exhibition. You get people that come in with the mindset of this is a legit, Floyd has his undefeated record on the line. Well, then, yeah, you're going to feel let down when you watch that fight. But if you go in with the mindset of this is a spectacle, this is a one-off pickup game, essentially. It has zero, it doesn't hold any type of ground other than bragging rights. And it's more so just I get to see one of my favorite fighters in the ring. And for YouTube, I'm sure it's a ton of YouTube people are like, hey, I get a chance to see one of my YouTube people in the ring. And I looked at it like that. So for me, that's why I enjoyed it. If you went in there with it being more serious than that, though, you could easily have been let down. Trust me. But shout out to Ocho Cinco. He was fighting as well, man.
I saw he got knocked down, but he ended up winning the fight?
He was kicked, bro. Ocho low-key was all right.
Okay.
The knockdown made it look bad because it happened at the end, but Ocho was straight, bro.
Okay.
He was straight.
Who was he fighting?
He was fighting a guy, Brian Maxwell, who is, let's see, he was 1-2 in MMA. He wasn't a part of the UFC, and then he was 0-3 in bare knuckle fighting. So he had some combat experience, but he's not a boxer.
Ocho's probably the underdog going into that, at least.
But it was cool to see like Ocho, like you could say Ocho took it serious. Ocho talked about his training. He would train with the Charlo brothers, right? Jamel and Jamal, right? Or Jamel and Jamal. So you could see how, all right, he didn't look like he was completely out of order. Low-key, if he trained, he might be all right, but he's older.
He's older, yeah.
He's older. That's the problem, man.
Do you think this is going to be a thing going forward?
Unfortunately, I feel like it will be. Because you obviously
just
got
random people fighting.
Well, you got
other.
Jake Paul about to fight Tyron Woodley. It was a former UFC champion for for years. We're getting that because
So you're excited for that one?
I'm not, but I am. I'm excited because I want to see if Woodley can legit box to that extent and is good that he's going to get paid like that. But I'm not excited because for me, I value boxing. But this makes it more of a spectacle. But boxing needs a little bit of juice right now. But the thing that's crazy is UFC is the bigger sport, but because of how it's set up, pay-wise, the fighters don't get any cake like that. Whereas the boxers, man, you step over there for one fight, man, they making millions of millions. So, yeah.
That's what I was curious about. I wonder if there's going to be a breaking point. I wonder if this fight was potentially going to be the breaking point where people are just like, man, this has been cool. Like, this has been the new thing of YouTubers going against sometimes washed up athletes, retired retired boxers, retired MMA guys, whatever it is. I just don't know if there's going to be a point where it's just, I'm over this. Yeah. And I want to see real fighting, whether it's they revert way more back to UFC or maybe boxing. They need to piggyback off this and start promoting their stars a little bit for the next 2 or 3 years, because I do think it's just going to be like, all right, I've seen amateur hour in a way. Yes. I want to see the real dudes go at it. And if I could connect with them some way, somehow, storyline, that'd be big for boxing. I don't know how they do that, though.
Well, I will say this. When you look at how Showtime put money into following them to lead up to the fight, now, granted, a lot of that content they put on their demand channel on YouTube, but if they continue to do stuff like that, they could make these way bigger. I mean, that's the thing that I feel like they got to start doing a lot more, like you just said. If they start building them up,
putting the pro athletes,
that could definitely help them out in a big way. But in terms of do we think or do we want these to continue? I was looking in the chat. And a proposition has been made. Bad Itch says, I would box Deke on YouTube if it makes us money. Well, if watching Deke box Bad Itch is something that y'all would be interested in seeing, we can accommodate said scenario. I know some people that have resources that we can make this happen.
He's not the first one to offer me.
You're
for
right.
A boxing match.
I
think it was Cole. I don't think it was Cole Fitzsimmons, but there's another dude, Cole, that follows us. This was in the middle of last season. He said I was ducking him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that,
says
dude.
You got to piggyback off of it, man. He says, "Come on,
I like
Deke."
this type of stuff, the marketing aspect. And I think it's hilarious.
It will be dope for the pod.
I know, that's what I mean. It is funny where it's just like all of a sudden now, hey, I want to box you. Let's just fight and we'll put it on YouTube. And it gets a lot of attention.
Now, Austin says he doesn't know if he can handle all that taco meat in the ring, though. Because we do got a little bit of the taco meat showing today. Like,
I'd get smoked, man.
I'm not sure? But you haven't even seen this guy.
I'm not a fighter like that. I don't think I've ever even taken a swing at anyone, honestly.
But you look like you can fight. You chug a beer, you'll shotgun a beer and hit somebody with a sucker punch. Just, fuck. I don't know what happens after that punch, but it looks like you at least got that in you, man.
Yeah, I've never been in a fight or anything, so it's just not my lane. It's not my lane. I see the value in it, though. Like, part of me, like, it piques my interest where it's like, yeah, we could kind of make that big. And then you fight someone. You fight like Cam Hayward or something.
We got 3 fights already lined up. So we have you versus, it was Donald, right? You versus Donald already. Dave says he'll take the winner, okay? And then Donald says after he fights you, he'll take me. He'll fight me next. So we got a whole card right there. Even though Rebel Your Prize says Deke looks a little nervous right now talking about fighting.
Yeah. I just don't think it'd be the best idea.
All right, but James also says nobody wants that big Deke energy. I feel like you stepping in the ring, full taco meat, full on mullet in the back, big.
I'm getting there. I could almost do it. I just need to fade the sides.
That's all I'm saying, man. And you know when you got that Brad Pitt going too?
Yeah.
Bro, they would go nuts over you. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I'd be more apt for a golf 1v1 though.
Well, we're gonna get to that because we got some golf stuff.
It doesn't carry the same weight as a fight 1v1. I get it, but if someone would want to do a golf 1v1, I'd be up for that.
And even your other boy Cole, right? You know the Cole wanted to fight you. This is Cole Fitzsimmons. He says he'll box the other Cole for disrespecting you, Deke.
See, I'd like that. I'd like to watch that. Yeah,
bro. We have prelims. We got a main. All we need is like a women's card because I feel like this is the market with UFC. They always do this, and I love this. They always have like their guy cards, but they make sure they have the women fights because you get both sides, and it's always
some of those are the better fights.
Think about how many times we've said, man, like, yo, the women fight was better than the men fight. It wasn't even close. Now we just need. I know we got women followers in here because of the taco.
Sure.
But, if they can hop in there as well, now we got the full card. Now we can go ahead and start promoting this thing, man. That's all I'm saying, Deke. We can really get into negotiation for terms.
Where's it at? Heinz Field?
I mean, it has to be Heinz Field, right? Okay. Or PNC Park, whichever way you want to go. Which scene are you looking for? That's the real question.
Probably Heinz. Fit more people in the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be standing room only anyways.
Yeah.
For you, absolutely. Oh, man. And shout out to Brent right here. Hey, Brent, man, major love. We definitely appreciate you. But Brent says he's really conflicted as a real boxing supporter. One hand, it's great that new eyes are on the art. On the other, these spectacles damage the integrity. Brent, I agree 100%. In the video that I'm going to be posting.
Catch-22.
Absolutely. In the video that I post, that I'm going to be posting after this episode today, I talk about that because for me, man, I grew up watching boxing way before I watched the UFC. You think about your Evander Holyfields, your Roy Jones, your back when it was Pretty Boy Floyd, before he was Money Mayweather, it was Pretty Boy Floyd. Like growing up during that age, man, boxing was the biggest thing ever. It was better than going to see a movie. Like, man, the fighters like it's always on HBO. You always see George Foreman. You always, you have Jim Lampley. All these usual guys. You're just like, God, I love this. And now to see where it's like a championship fight can happen and no one's even tuning in, but people are tuned in to watch these YouTubers fight. Like, that's the part that's crazy.
I'm being straight up with you. I'm the exact opposite. Never really watched boxing growing up, but started watching some of these big time fights when it was first the Mayweather Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. And then I think the next one after that was the Mayweather McGregor. Yeah. And then I saw some of the heavyweight ones. Who was in that? Deontay Wilder and Fury. Mm-hmm. I seen a couple of those. And then some of these YouTube fights. Like outside of the MMA, like in terms of straight boxing, I've probably watched more of these like spectacle ones. It's probably 50-50, but my favorite one was Mayweather McGregor. I'm just going to be straight up with you. That was really good.
To me, I think that was because that was the last legitimate exhibition before you crossed over into YouTubers, TikTokers, and that vibe, because we know what McGregor at the time, McGregor was the king of UFC when he crossed over. That's what made the fight so big and why both of them made so much money. Mayweather had just got his 50th win, right? So now you're like, dang, we're gonna get Mayweather, and he's gonna be fighting against Conor McGregor here, like, or excuse me, he just came off his 49th win, excuse me. So now you're like, oh, this is like significant, and it was still being viewed as a legitimate fight, if you remember that as well.
Yeah.
So the build up to it, you get the first cross promotion ever between UFC and boxing. Everything that went into that made it so massive. And then when you actually see the fight, it's like, no, it was legit. Like Conor won some rounds.
First 3 or 4, maybe.
If Conor was in better shape, he low key, it would have been interesting. You know, I don't think he would have beat him, but it would have been interesting. Obviously, Floyd did what Floyd does, though, right? He's gonna let you get tired. Then after that, he's a surgeon out there. That's what he was doing to Logan. It was beautiful. But that's how Mayweather fights. But I think because that fight, it was still valid. You still had legit guys who do this, not I YouTube and I moonlight as a fighter for extra videos. Like, no, like this guy, he does this. So I think that's why that was probably the biggest of these. And I don't think we'll ever get back to that until we get back to having legitimate fighters in there or guys that aren't 40, you know?
But I will say that is the positive spin. Like we were talking about this catch-22. I'm actually watching some of these boxing things. Otherwise, I wouldn't be. And it's and like you said, it's not like the top one facing the number 2, the number 3. It's these random ass amateur ones. But it's just you get around friends, someone ordered it, and it's like, hey, I know these people. Yeah, so it's this weird thing. But like I really actually the Mayweather McGregor one, I really like the Wilder and Fury ones though.
Yeah, but Wilder and Fury,
the one that they drew,
drew,
yeah, those were probably my top 2 favorites. So if like somehow, I don't know how you could start blending all this together where the quality of fights can go up, but then just the hype and everything also stays the same or also even gets better.
Showtime tried to do it yesterday because the previous spectacle fights, and I don't even know how we got on this side. Like we got like a legit conversation going right now. You're good.
It was my fault because I said I was like I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm kind of interested.
But with Showtime compared to how these other fights have been going, the promotion was different. So when we saw Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, Jake Paul versus, it was with Triller. Triller is a social media platform, right? So they had that type of vibe. You saw Snoop Dogg, we saw Oscar De La Hoya. We know they were intoxicated, right? And that's what made it fun, but it appealed to that audience, right? With Showtime, though, they dressed it up a lot more. It was a lot more of a professional feel to it. Obviously, it was on, their Showtime pay-per-view, not an app or anything like that. So you could just see, like, they made it legit. And then even how they tried to bounce the card out with Ocho Cinco fighting early, right? Spectacle fight. We know that Mayweather was the headliner, so he fights at the end. But then you have, what's his name? Jalen, no, not Jalen Hurd. It was Jarrett Hurd, who was Jarrett Hurd, excuse me, who's a former middleweight champion as well. He had 3 belts at one time, like 2 years ago. He was fighting as the co-main or the fight before, the co-main event. So you could see like that was a legitimate fight right there. So I'm like, okay, if they do more of that, where if you have one at the beginning and then one midway co-main or main, you can get away with it as long as you still have high quality fights on that card as well.
What do you think of these random results though? Is it just always going to be draw unless there's a knockout?
Because it's an exhibition, and a lot of times for them to even get approved by the different boxing committees, like remember Tyson and Roy Jones.
I know Tyson definitely won.
But that was a part of them even being allowed to fight. It couldn't be a winner. It couldn't be considered a legitimate fight. It had to just be a exhibition. Was it? I don't even know how you say it. Just a show of skill without, hard results and stuff like that. So that's why that fight yesterday was going to be like that. Regardless, unless Floyd knocked him out, and they probably still would have just been like draw.
Or like, this is how it played out.
Right, but
the result, you take it how you want. Yeah.
Like, that's how it would have been. So with that, that's what you get when you do these exhibitions. And like I said, as long as you communicate that, that, I'm fine.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. So now I guess going back to what you said, you had a certain expectation going in. Now when I see these, I'm guessing they're just going to end in draw unless someone knocks someone out.
Unless they say it's a legitimate fight. Now, if they say it's a fight that counts on your record, that's different. But for that one, yes, it was exhibition.
Okay.
But we're not gonna keep going on too much more with this one, because I saw somebody in the comment section make a very slanderous comment towards me, and I'm gonna have to address it.
Okay.
But before we get to there, I just want to just a couple, because people were putting in the comments about this boxing. They were saying that, hey, we should have these fights happening at the tailgates. Then people were saying that we should get me versus you, and then I saw people saying that I would probably eat you. Like it would be bad. Deke is my friend. I would never beat up Deke. Deke is my friend, man. Oh man, let's see. Oh, now this was this. Yeah. So Lonnie says he would have rather have saw a women's fight than Badu Jack. I think that's how you say his name, because he was fighting up there as well. He's another one of those. Yeah, he wasn't really doing nothing like that. It wasn't too good.
Because you could see even on the the Tyson Jones card. Mm-hmm. As soon as it went from Paul Robinson to those two, even though they're in their 50s, it was like, wow,
night and day.
This is actually boxing.
Yes,
like they have legitimate skill. Mm-hmm. Like there is definitely a difference.
Yeah, it was night and day, man. So that's that. But now, can I address this slanderous?
Someone's calling you out.
This slanderous comment towards me, like I almost said a bad word. Andre Anderson. Yes, I'm talking to you, big fella. Moats, all caps. JMU is about to get destroyed today. Boomer sooner. That's oh. I'm glad you said that, because this is what we talking about. JMU softball 2021 College World Series. So let me intel what's been going on, big fella. So we came in here the other day, right? The day we were talking about our bet, and we know that JMU had just knocked off the number 1 seed in all of College World Series women's softball, Oklahoma. Those Boomer Sooners that Andre is referring to, right? National Player of the Year, National Freshman of the Year, the who's who, Olympian. Oh, she's waiting to go to the USA trials for the bet. I'm like, oh, okay. And what did we do? We whooped them. We got the win. Shout out to Sarah Jubis, South Fayette grad as well, right here in the Pittsburgh area, hitting the 3-run homer versus said program, taking an extra innings and then get the dub. Then we go out there again, just the next day, a day later, beat the number 5 seed Oklahoma State. I feel like we own the state of Oklahoma, by the way, because all the games, it's like they got home field advantage the whole time.
Oh, they're playing down there.
All the games are in Oklahoma. So we play Oklahoma and Oklahoma, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Like, it's all right here. So it's like, bro, y'all are driving 15 minutes to this. This is all home games for y'all. And we still kicking that booty.
Does it switch every season? It's just randomly Oklahoma this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like the Final Four.
Correct. So we play, we have our third game, right? Tell you about the national semifinals. Remember I said in here the other day, if we win, man, you got to get 2 wins. We going to the championship. We win the championship. You getting taco meat moats. Trust me, I'm growing the taco meat out. I put the manscape away. All right. I said, nope. You got to sit over here, Lawnmower 4.0. I'm not using the promo code moats so I can receive that 20% off. I'm not going to use the promo code moats so I can receive that free ship. And I said, no, taco meat moats is coming out because I know we're going to win. So we lost the first game versus Oklahoma yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. Took into extra innings as well, right? I mean, this super squad. I mean, they literally hit a homer like the second pitch of the game. It was nuts. But then that Sarah Jubis I was telling you about, remember the South End girl I was telling you about? Another 3-run home run in one time, man. Stop playing with us, Andre. Stop playing. So we lose in extra innings.
Extra innings yesterday. So it wasn't a blowout. It was close.
Okay. And low key, we stranded runners, 2 runners on base for 4 straight innings. Okay. We would have, in scoring position, stranded them on base. A couple of janky calls. We're not going to go there.
Whoa, you can go there.
We're not going there.
You know I'm all about that.
Listen, they had a ground rule double that it was legit going to be a triple or inside the park home run. The ball rolls under this gate. And yes,
ooh.
Sick.
Not even one that just bounces over the fence.
No,
like that's a legit one.
Rolls like under the gate. Sick, bro. So that was going on as well, but that's neither here nor there. So obviously we're going to extra innings. They get the dub. Rains out last night, so we couldn't kick their booty last night, which I was cool because I had to go watch the fight anyways. But today at 4:00, big fella, you already know what's going down. Go Dukes always, because what they're doing is improbable. This is the equivalent of what Oral Roberts did in the NCAA tournament this past year, knocking off the number 2 seed Ohio State, then beating Florida. This is like University of Maryland, Baltimore College beating UVA, a 16 versus 1 seed in March Madness. Was that 2018? I think that was 2 years ago. Like, this is the equivalent of that. So I'm feeling extra good because number 1 is parity in sports. And I think parity in sports is good. You got to have that where we appreciate your Alabamas. We appreciate your Clemsons. We appreciate teams like the Steelers that dominate. The Patriots, even, we appreciate their dominance at times. But we also like this, where you get a little bit of the hierarchy being messed with a little bit. It just lets us regular people know that we can stick it to the man every once in a while. So Boomer Sooner, so Mr. Oklahoma, I'll see you at 4 o'clock. I hope you're ready with your losing face on, because it's always go Dukes.
What's your breakdown for the game?
Oh man, it's simple, man. Obviously, Odyssey Alexander. She's our pitcher, All-American. The chick that actually you probably have seen, if you're on social media, if you watch Sports Center anytime this weekend, you've seen Odyssey Alexander. Dominant pitcher, has been torching that same Oklahoma roster.
So what happens with softball? The pitcher can just keep going?
No, so typically we're supposed to have subbed her out and we have a freshman who's really good. She was all conference as well. But because this is the College World Series and we're a small school, we don't have the same level of depth. You want to have your best person out there, right? So for her, as long as she's good to pitch, she's been pitching. So she's been
pitching every game.
It's like over 300 something pitches she's had in these first like 3 periods, and we were just like, man, you could see at times like her arm is definitely getting tired. And if they were going to play the double header yesterday, she wouldn't have played that second game because her arm was going to be shot. But now, look like we got action. And that's what they didn't want.
Yeah, it's just different.
They didn't want that.
The throwing motion is just different than baseball.
Yeah, because it's underhand. Yeah.
Yeah, the dudes in baseball, they need at least like 3-4 days rest.
Bro, I mean, you think about, you're tearing all that up, man. But dude, I loved it. Always
okay, so they got a good break. JMU got a good break on this one.
Man. Absolutely. Whoa. So, like I said, 4 o'clock, man, we'll keep the festivities going as we get another dub. Go Dukes. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming here, man. We had some big-time trade action going on. Big-time trade in the NFL recently, man. A guy that we kind of were thinking of, right? just a little bit.
To come to the Steelers.
Maybe.
For what they offered, I am kind of disappointed that we didn't get him.
All right. Okay.
What the hell was that? Second round pick? I mean, there was
second round pick this year.
There were some higher picks too.
A fourth and a 6th round pick in the 2023 draft. Yeah, very affordable though, huh?
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're stacked now on offense. They went from probably one of the worst receiving cores in the league to now at least top 10 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Julio Jones, AJ Brown. If Julio Jones is right, if he's healthy, that's going to be tough, man. Yeah. It's going to be tough.
And we both like AJ Brown a lot.
Yeah, I do.
AJ Brown is really good, man. And is Corey Davis still down there too, right?
No, he signed with the Jets.
You're right. He got paid this offseason to go to New York. Yes.
Who they picked up is a dude from the Rams. I forget what his name is. I think his last name's Joseph, but he had like 600 yards for them last year. But that would have been their second receiver. Yeah. So now they add Julio Jones. He's their third receiver. They lost Jonnu Smith, so their tight end's not that good. Right. But you have Derrick Henry. Tannehill's obviously been a lot better these past couple years. Their offense is good. Their offense is looking good. What else you want me to say?
Well, I look at this for Julio, even though he is on the decline, right? He's older. Him with Derrick Henry?
And for just a second-round pick, too. Like that's a no-brainer.
Just think about how those two play off of each other. One makes you have to pack the box, whereas the other makes you not want to pack the box. I like that a lot.
Well, him and AJ Brown.
And I was gonna say with AJ Brown, the reason I like that even more is because a lot of people looked at this as Julio has to come over here and be the guy. He doesn't though. He low key can be just a great number 2 receiver right now, while AJ continues his, him excelling and just stepping into that stardom and stuff like that, where he's definitely on pace to do. So for me, I like this, man. I think this is a really good move. And even with Julio, right? Because with certain players, we say they're different. I always like to compare players to cars, right? I said if Julio is a 2010 Rolls Royce, all right, yeah, it's old. It's got some mileage on it. It might be a little dirty on the outside. Still a Rolls Royce, though. There's levels to it, right?
You pull up with that? People still impressed.
A 2010 Lambo is still a 2010. It's still a Lambo. It don't matter what year, it's still a Lambo. It's certain people that no matter what time of year it is, if they healthy, we know what that is.
Yeah,
we know who they are.
He could be, Jerry Rice, T.O. late in his career was still putting up
absolutely.
He would have had 1,000 yards his last season with the Bengals if he didn't get hurt, which was crazy. I don't know how old he might have been 37 or something at the time, which was crazy. So Julio Jones, if he could just stay healthy, I don't see why he can't be that type of player. At this point in his career, over the next 2 or 3 seasons, still getting over 1,000 yards, but then maybe even later in his career, still getting 700-800. I don't know how long he wants to play, but he's one of those guys, man. And Titans, remember we talked about Fitz. They were the one that made the most sense. But you were thinking that Titans fell off a little bit.
Yeah, initially they said they were out of it, which we should have known, right? If they say they're not interested, they're interested.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden, after the signing, Schefter comes out and says, oh, Titans were front runners the whole time. It's like, what? Why didn't you tell us this then?
Yeah, because that was definitely the case where they, for a fact, came out and was like, yo, we're not involved. We're good. So,
like, a lot of the teams made sense. There was a good 5, 6, 7 teams that made sense, but for the Titans, they made the most sense, hands down, because they had no depth outside of A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And they lost Jonnu Smith. So, for them to get Julio like that, second-round pick, how can you not say good move?
Seriously, man. Seriously. And then Call Me K says this. I like this perspective. He says, so A.J. Brown is going to be even scarier after this because now with him getting Julio to teach him along, I mean, just because we talked about how Julio is going to open up the offense, right? In terms of how the coverage is, different attention, stuff like that. But Call Me K bringing up the part about him being able to teach AJ, I agree. That's something that we talked about here where we said, wait, why would that work? Why would Julio in Pittsburgh work? That's the big thing right there. He also ends it by saying it's going to be scary, all caps. AJ Brown is already, I mean, he's really daggone good. We've seen that now. I mean, it's been questions in terms of who's the better receiver between him and DK Metcalf, right? In terms of just from a pro standpoint. AJ's putting together two. He got two high quality seasons under his belt.
He probably had a better rookie year, actually.
He definitely did, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be close between them two. Like, who's going to... I mean, they're both just going to be awesome. They're probably going to go back and forth year by year. Who had the better year? Who's the better receiver? It's going to be close all the time. I think Tannehill's going to limit them, though, at the end of the day. I'm not gonna rip on Tannehill because I do think he's a really good quarterback. But it just pisses me off how everyone just goes just completely off the deep end. A trade like this happens. People want to crown the Titans like they're the best team of all time. But it's like,
this, though. Just think about this.
They're going to be good. They're going to be good. They'll be in the playoffs.
This is the thing for Tannehill. This is the reason why I tell people, like, because I had somebody else bring that up. Man, they only going to go as far as Tannehill. Y'all have it all wrong. Tannehill is Tannehill. He's going to be able to hit every throw that they want him to hit because the throws that they want him to hit are based off of what? Him being able to run that ball with Derrick Henry, play action off of it, getting wide open receivers, or you're getting very favorable one-on-one matchups on the perimeter. AJ Brown, you don't have to be the most accurate to hit AJ Brown in the one-on-one. Julio Jones, you don't have to be the most accurate. So it's not about Tannehill. The key to this offense working is Derrick Henry staying healthy. As long as Derrick Henry stays healthy,
a lot of mileage.
They will forever be fine out there. Because you're going to have to respect him and pack that box. And Tannehill's always going to get those very, very favorable matches on the outside, which he has proven throughout his career that he can make those throws. It's the stuff that where it's tight windows and different things where he has to throw the ball a crazy amount of times where he struggles. That's not his game. But if Derrick Henry stays healthy, he's never going to be put in that situation. Now, Derrick Henry gets lumped up, bumps and bruises. Different conversation. Now, if Tannehill has to legit come in every game and say, I have to win this by my arm only, nah, it ain't gonna work. But as long as Derrick Henry stays out there, fine. So that's the key to me, man.
I like that point a lot because I do think they're going to be a really good team, and I do think they're going to be in the playoffs. I think for me, it's just going to be like, okay, you're going up against Mahomes in the playoffs. You're going up against us in the playoffs. You're going up against Bills in the playoffs. I don't trust Tannehill in that spot. That's the thing, which sucks because
but he has shown that he could do it, though.
Yeah, he's been fine. What did he do last year? They lost to the Ravens last year. I mean, they went on the rematch. They went on a little bit of a run where they lost
championship game the year before, though.
Yeah, that was a lot of Derrick Henry, though. So I think that's what I mean. I think you're right. With Derrick Henry needs to be on. It's just for me. It just kind of sucks. It's one of those things in sports where it's just like I'm not going to trust you till you prove it. You can't prove it till you get there, and that's like a year away. Yeah. So, and it's just one game, so it kind of sucks from that standpoint.
Because even that year where they went to the AFC Championship game and Derrick Henry was 85% the reason, we all did agree at the end, though, and this is kind of why we started laughing about the whole Tannehill thing, because we said he did make enough plays during that run.
Oh,
like
definitely.
He wasn't, but we were like,
it's not in the Chiefs game. Right, that's my thing.
We said he looked good. We said he was more involved than what Jimmy Garoppolo was doing, because we talked about how Jimmy G during that run to the Super Bowl, it was like, wouldn't he have a game where he had like 4 completions or something like that?
I think it was 8.
Oh, excuse me,
might have been 8 attempts.
Yeah, 8 attempts, 4. It was something like single digit. It was ridiculous, and obviously they blew him out. But we were just like, man, you know, you're the person that's a part of the like smart group in class turning the paper. You just put your name on it, and it's like, oh yeah, he went there too. It's like, you ain't do any of that. Tannehill was at least giving them a little bit more.
Yeah, because I remember him making some clutch throws down the stretch against the Patriots. Ravens game,
Yeah.
The Titans defense was just crazy in that one. I remember that. And then Chiefs was the one where I thought he let down. That's because Derrick Henry. Well, to your point though, Derrick Henry kind of wasn't the same. Like he was 60, 70 yards, but that's my thing. Where you're in a playoff spot like that and things aren't going right, I just don't trust Tannehill like that.
Yeah, for me, man, is I don't want to.
But you don't have that expectations for him.
Like the way people talk about trust with Tannehill at quarterback is how I would view Ben, Brady, Breeze. I'm never putting that expectation on Tannehill. I don't think he's ever in that conversation. Whereas with Derrick Henry's impact can be the same as those quarterbacks I just mentioned, Ben, Brady, Breeze. So I put all that on him. You got to stay healthy.
Sure.
I don't care about with these other guys. You got to be the reason.
No, that's a good point. I like that you brought that up.
Because I've seen Tannehill without Derrick Henry. I've seen him in Miami. He still threw for 4,000 yards twice, but he was nowhere near. But he was nowhere near the same though. That's my thing. Yeah. Nowhere near the same. Whereas him with Derrick Henry, he looks like a legitimate quarterback, not a top 5, top 10, but legitimate top 15 quarterback. So to me, I'm like, you got to just keep this guy healthy. Now, how do they do that? I'm not sure because they love to run that man. They feed him. And we know law of averages, typically running backs don't last that long. So we'll see how long this can keep going. But if that keeps going, man, next year, I like him a lot.
Okay, so here's why I bring up the Tannehill trust stuff too. And you made the nice separation there between like, I just don't even think Tannehill's in that category. So I just view him for what he is. Dude, a lot of people think he's like top 5, top 6. I'm telling you, like these rankings, these websites. That's why I bring it up.
Why?
That's why I bring it up. Where it's like he's not there. I don't trust him. So it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not a knock against Tannehill. It's just other people. Put him in
the top 5.
They do believe that, dude. Like he has
top
certain
5
like.
Of what league?
No, I'm telling you, like his stats.
Top 5
people like his stats.
This is division. Top 5.
No, bro, I'm telling you, a lot of people are high on Tannehill. Like his stats over the past 2 or 3 years are like
the stats are good.
So crazy efficient and stuff.
Super efficient, crazy good, not gaudy, but the context is right there. It's super efficient because he has this elite running game that helps him have to minimize it and puts him in very advantageous passing situations. You know who else does that? Lamar Jackson. We talk about Lamar. Lamar, if you look at his numbers, they're good at times from a passing standpoint. Very efficient because a lot of times when he's having to throw it, it's not, I'm trying to put it in tight windows. It's, I fooled you right here with this zone read, pop pass to Mark Andrews, or I'm hitting Hollywood going down the field. Like that's how the offense operates. But it's different if you're comparing those numbers without the context of their offense versus, say, Ben Roethlisberger or Baker Mayfield, right? In terms of how their offenses run, or Patrick Mahomes and how their offenses run. And when you look at the numbers, you're like, well, Tannehill's, I mean, he has a higher completion percentage than these guys. Yeah, but the flow and the style of offenses are drastically different. What they're required to do is drastically different. So that's why I Tannehill in the top 5. Oh, like that's just.
I'm telling you, dude. People got him in like the top 6.
I see why you came in here with the taco meat showing, man. Because I would be highly upset as well if I would have known that. I was unaware of that.
Yeah, and I think your point's right. Derrick Henry, first and foremost, has to kind of carry the offense. I just assume in playoff games something's not going to go right. So can I trust? You know what I mean? That's like I already know that. I just always like, hey, you're going up against Chiefs.
See, I always assume that we're gonna blow them out.
What do you mean? Who?
I was assuming that whoever I'm rooting for was Steelers or whatever team. I still they're gonna blow them out every time.
Oh no, what I mean is like something's not gonna go exactly as planned. Do you trust your quarterback to make those plays? Do you trust your receivers to like kind of go outside the box? You're down 7 or 10. Your running game's not going. Can your quarterback do that for you late in the game? I don't trust Tannehill like that.
Got you.
Yeah, like I do other quarterbacks. That's what I mean. Because Henry, if he's just going off, they're gonna be fine, and he's gonna be fine because we saw that already. And what was that, 2019? Yeah,
but
time's flying.
Tannehill is more of a streaky passer than he is a top 5 quarterback. When I think of top 5 quarterback, that thing is instant heat. You know what I mean? It's microwave. It's hot and ready. It's Little Caesars. Like, it doesn't matter what part of the game is. If we got to have it right here, we're going to get a drive going right now. It doesn't have to be this elongated build up. Whenever we need it, we can get it. Tannehill isn't like that. Tannehill is a flow of the game type thing, man. If he can get a little series or two where he's flowing, and it's like, all right, he's going to hit some passes. He's going to get in a rhythm. But he's not a guy that can just, okay, it doesn't matter what's going on. We got adversity. I got us. That's not him. And if you're not that, how can you be a top 5 quarterback when we can name top 5 quarterbacks that do that?
Exactly. That's what I mean. Unless he proves it wrong in the playoffs. But that's the thing. You got to wait and see for that. Where we're standing right now, I don't see him in that vein.
I second that emotion. Yes, indeed. And it looks like we have a new member.
Oh, what's up?
Shout out to Elijah Price. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. While you're in the upper room, make sure you check out the new vid we just dropped. Man, I bumped into my man Larry Richard on the golf course, because I'm out here warming it up. I'm getting out there. All right. I'm trying to expand myself a little bit.
I was thinking that golf would be the perfect game for you, dude. Because remember how we talked about like basketball or some of these other sports? You could be tearing ACLs and stuff like that.
Way more injury risk. Absolutely.
You could get that competitiveness with golf. Also the fun with the drinking and stuff. Like it's the ultimate game for the retired athlete or just anyone that doesn't want to do the high impact or high performance type of sports. And risk that injury. You're
absolutely right. High impact. I don't want any of that. And it's co-ed. So if I want to take my wife out there, my daughter's out there, I got options. And my son absolutely loves golf. I take him to Top Golf all the time. He swings so he gets blisters on his hands. Like it's nuts, bro. But I'm looking into it because newsflash, right? A little sneak peek before I even release this to everybody else. Only my live people get this. I just copped some new golf shoes.
What'd you get? Did you get some Tigers?
I got some Heat.
What'd you get? Jays?
I got some Heat.
You had to have got Jays.
Probably. I got some Heat.
Because they do make some of those.
I got some Heat. That's like Heat.
You got to do a video on them then.
Oh, no. That's why I said I can't. I'm letting the people in the chat know that I got
Is it on the video? You're releasing?
It's not on this one, but I'm going to do another one once we finish while I actually do the big reveal. But just know, y'all hearing it here first, man. It's some legit Heat. I would give y'all the sneak peek right now since you're on the live is like a thing. But the problem is they're around the corner. And I'm kind of stuck right here trying to get through. So we just going to have to wait. But I got y'all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. Some heat though. I'm getting into this golf thing, man. I'm looking into it more. I'm flirting with it more. Like I said, I was on the course, man, riding around. I'm like, I like it a little bit. I like the competitiveness, the low-keyness, the fun. Also healthy because you're walking around. Too. So, I might start picking up a little bit more. That's all I'm saying, baby.
Yeah, and there's handicaps too, which help. So you're just starting off, so maybe you get an extra stroke or two a hole, but it's never a big deal. But then you get better, all of a sudden those strokes go off a little bit, keeps it even. It's fun. It's a fun game, dude.
Facts. Uh-oh. Looks like we got a color comment. We know what that means. Color comment means...
It's a big Deke energy
it means you stop the show and we read. It's that simple. That's the rules on this show. Like you got other shows where they're like, oh, man, you put the comment and we get to it whenever. Certain ones... with certain color, they hold different weight. Black and Martyr, we greatly appreciate your support. Yes, indeed. And I quote, totally stoked you two are on today. Today's rough. It's my birthday. But I'm still grieving over a family loss and working.
Oh, sorry,
this
man.
brings a little light into my day. Appreciate you both. Hashtag Taco Meat Deke. Hashtag Goat Moats. Black and Martyr, man. First off, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. That's awesome. More life to you, baby. Yes, indeed. Also, sorry for your loss, man. Definitely, your family's on our thoughts and prayers. And as you can see in the chat, man, a lot of people are with you on that, okay? So just know, man, you got us here with you, baby. We rocking with you. I know you said you're at work right now. Well, you working with us and we working with you, baby. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he initially said, I have a birthday. It's been tough. I was like, man, are you sad about getting older?
Like, what's going on here?
But then, he mentioned the family member. I'm sorry about that too, man. Thoughts and prayers.
Definitely, man. Sure. Definitely. But we appreciate you tuning in with us, man.
At least we're trying to bring the light, bring that positive energy.
Hey, if us coming up here, talking some sports, talking JMU sports too, talking, Steelers as well, and just having blast, if that's what helps you, man, by goodness, man, trust me, that's what we doing it for then, man. We appreciate you, though. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Oh, man. Oh, and then we have another welcome to the upper room. Are you ready for this? Mr. Tavian. This is interesting. Because I know a Tavian, but it's a
I don't have my pop-up chat up today.
I-O-N, and this is I-E-N. Tavian. I'm going to go with Tavian.
Okay.
Tavian Chancellor, welcome to the upper room. And if you could just type in the phonics version of how to pronounce it, because I like to pronounce everybody's name right, and everybody goes through this. If the name is a little different, I don't know how to pronounce it with confidence, I just ask you, just type it in there so I know how to pronounce it going forward. And then Andrew Shamori, welcome to the upper room. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed.
He said he got it right.
Oh, I did? Sweet. Yep. I like it. Yeah, because when I saw it first, I thought it was one of my my college teammates. His name was actually Tavion Cuffey. So when I saw Tavion and I saw the C, I was like, yo. And I was like, oh, not all right. Even better. I like this guy. This is good. Not that I don't like my dog, but I like this guy. I like Tavion better.
Yeah, exactly.
He's cool.
Yeah, 100%.
He's tuned in. My guy isn't tuned in right now, but he is. So shout out. Man. And dude, these chats are crazy. This is the other problem with the chat, right? I can't tell when people are serious or not. I keep getting all this Richard Sherman stuff popping up. I'm like, bro,
bro,
what's going on here, man?
I could check, but dude, they get me all the time on my Twitch stream. I'm playing video games. They're telling me, hey, we signed AB. Hey, we traded James Washington.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, come on. Like, I want to believe you.
Right. I'm like, if it was like one, cool, but it keeps popping up. So that's when I'm just like, all right, you research that real quick. I'm going to go through here and talk a little bit more of everything that's going on. And Blacker Martyr said he really appreciates us, man. He said he's working from home at least, so that's a benefit. So yes, indeed, Blacker Martyr.
I typed in Richard Sherman Steelers on Google. Good. Nothing.
That's what I was thinking. And now the people in the comments are also agreeing fake news as far as good. Yeah, I'm just like, man, when I keep saying like, yo, I didn't believe it, but I'm just like, yo, it keeps popping up. So can we get past that part, please? Like, you know, you've seen how hard it is to read through the chat already. It was Richard Sherman to the Steelers. I'm like, bruh.
Fletcher Cox to Pittsburgh, too.
Yeah. You know who else coming to Pittsburgh, right? Obama. Yep, he's signing. He's going to be the new head coach. Yep, sure is. Like, God, dog.
That's funny.
Always a good time, right? Never a dull moment in the chat. That's why I love the group, man. That's why
I appreciate it, honestly. Yeah.
And it's funny, too, because you can see the people that have missed out on some of the live shows and the ones that when they do get here, they're always like, yo, this is so much fun. Like, it just feels good because it's one thing to watch it on replay. But when you're watching on replay, it's more by yourself. You don't have that sense of community. Whereas when you're live and the chat is fun, we're reacting to the chat, having these candid conversations. It just feels like we're all sitting here together. I wish I could see your faces, but it feels like we're all just kicking it. And that's the thing that I love about this platform and how the way it's working out like that, man. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, who would have thought too? Just think, not to get all sentimental and shit, but I don't know, just us starting it. Like, it's just crazy. Now we're doing this live stuff. Like, it's fun. Like, we've just always tried to do more and more, gotten better and better. And like, that was the next step for us, is just going live.
Listen, man, we just try to find ways to give the people what they need.
Sure.
Give the people what they want. And that's content.
Yeah.
It's fun content. And more importantly, it's taco meat Deke.
Whoa.
Oh, was that a nip? Oh no. We want it's censor.
That wasn't. I think that was a mole. I think that was a mole.
Hey, you too will censor if, man, if you show too much of that nip slip, man. All right. Carl K says Zoom meeting podcast next time. You know, Deke is a Zoomer. He loves Zoom. He's been loving Zoom for decades now that I think about it. I really
put Zoom on blast, huh?
Yeah. That was pretty funny, bro. You were so passionate about your disdain for Zoom.
I wanted things to be in person. I didn't like the direction things were going. That's the main reason. Nothing against Zoom, because I guess the technology is kind of nice. I mean, you've used it.
I have to use it all the time.
I just like in person. You know how I am.
I agree. I will say this though. I do love the fact that because you're behind the scenes. You know how I'm set up in here. How the TV is positioned right behind where my computer is. So when I'm in said Zoom meetings, I have entertainment. Whereas if I'm in person, I can't be entertained. I have to stay focused the whole time in these meetings.
Oh yeah.
And the meetings sometimes get a little boring. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I get it. I think there's been a lot of things that people have liked about the stay-at-home stuff that's gone on over the past year or so.
I'm always business casual when I'm on a Zoom.
Yeah.
Business up top, super casual down bottom. Like, I love that. You know, I can't get that in person just yet.
Yeah, companies and corporations, I know they're going to have employees start to come back more and more, but there should be like a blend. Because I think all the time, 5 days a week in the office isn't the solution. I think a lot of people already realize that, though.
Yeah.
But now with the in-home stuff, some people are ready to get back, interact with coworkers and stuff, friends. So I think a nice blend could be what's called for, you know?
We need that, man. Yeah. We gotta get a nice little blend here, man.
I'm just trying to speak up for the working man out here.
Absolutely, man. Hey, I appreciate you doing that, man. Because not everybody's willing to speak up for the working man.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of, it looks like I just got a job. Dave says Steelers just signed Moats out of retirement too. Well, God, dog, well, you know what? Deke, I'm a holler, man. I gotta go to work, I guess, man.
We gotta finish the podcast.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll change their mind before we done. Lord. Realize y'all are making the biggest mistake ever. Oh, man. And here we go. Shout out to you, Call Me K, as well right here, man. We appreciate the love and support. Off topic, but Deke's Thanos tweet was spot on. Someone had to say it.
We talked about this, actually, our first podcast.
We did. We
did you
definitely
see my tweet?
did. I did see what you talked about.
Because they were on TBS yesterday.
I definitely saw that.
I was kind of in the Avengers battle.
Give up something that you love, a sacrifice. Right.
I don't think it was a sacrifice.
It's debatable.
Your rebuttal was the best I've heard, but the thing that got me, because I haven't seen it in a while, but what reminded me that it wasn't a sacrifice, Gamora literally tried to kill herself before he tossed her off.
Yeah, sure. I remember that.
So, like, how is that a sacrifice? I'm keeping you alive just so I could toss this off. So it became all about the ego.
The reason why I view that as a sacrifice is this. You killing yourself, I never got the chance to say I wanted you to stay or not. It's kind of like suicide, right? You could be going through what you're going through, but dang, like I don't feel like I sacrificed you because I didn't get a chance to kill you, save you, or anything. You made that decision yourself. So her trying to kill herself is her thinking about herself, selfish, right? Because she knows he actually cares about me. So if I'm the only thing he cares about in this world outside of balance, right? Because everything has to be in perfect balance. But if I'm the only other thing he cares about, not saying that he cares about it 100%, not saying that he cares about her to the point where, oh my God, like I couldn't think about living without her. But if that's literally the only thing that he cares about, that's a tangible thing for him to lose, then yes, it is a sacrifice. That's kind of how I looked at it. And the fact that she was trying to do it, he's like, no, I'm not going to let you do it. Bump that. But once he saves her, now he's got the chance to fully make a conscious decision of, do I want to save her or do I want to kill her? Am I going to make her my sacrifice? And I think that's kind of how I looked at it. And that's why the end looked how I looked when he's just like, oh, did you get what you want? What did it cost? It's like everything. And it was sad.
I just think he's like just an egomaniac. He's
for
almost.
A fact he is,
I think he's lying to himself with that because I think
he is though.
I think true sacrifice was what Chris Pratt was about to do to Gamora, where he's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But she's saying you have to for the greater good. That's sacrifice.
Yes.
Vision, Wanda at the end of that.
Absolutely.
Same exact scenario.
Even Iron Man putting the glove on.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hulk could have done it.
That's what I'm like. I don't consider what he did sacrifice.
My thing, though. I feel like
there's nothing soulful about what he did.
Just because the intention, though, in terms of, all right, are you doing this to make the world better, or are you doing this to make the world worse? That part, I feel like, doesn't weigh into the root of, is it a sacrifice? It was a sacrifice. Now, we know what he was trying to do and what he was trying to accomplish was terrible. But if we flipped it and said, oh, if he sacrifices Gamora, the world is going to be perfect. Now it's a different tune. Now we're like, you know what? That is a sacrifice. That's cool. So for him, his vision is the world is perfect with balance. We can't have balance if Gamora is still alive because I can't get the Soul Stone if I don't kill Gamora. So that's why I'm like, it was a sacrifice. Granted, the logic behind it was janky.
That's what I mean. I don't consider what he thinks of Gamora or how he views. That's not love to me. I get they had to do it like that to make the storyline really simple and just to make it flow. I get that. Yeah. But that's to have it be called like a soul stone and make it some type of soulful thing. I know. Sacrifice. Like that's not sacrifice to me because he didn't. Think of how easy the decision was for him too, where he's just like, I'm tossing you off. You're not getting in the way of this. Whereas all those other examples with, what's that dude's name? Jeremy Renner's character?
Yeah, was it Nighthawk, right? Or
I can't remember. But then Scarlett Johansson, because they did it.
No, they were fighting each other to do
that. That was sacrifice. They were like, I want to go off. For me to let you go, like this is gonna kill me.
This is my thing, though.
And they were trying to do it.
Just wait, though.
Go ahead.
At the end, though, in all those scenarios of all the back and forth, they all came to a decision where they said, "What? I'm gonna let you die."
No, she killed herself though.
He could have jumped down there with her though, right?
No, because they would have been both of them.
But either way, he still could have done it, right? If he was that, it would have been pointless. But if he was so bent on, I'm not gonna let you die by yourself, I'm willing to die, he could have done that as well.
That just would have been dumb though.
He still could have though, right?
No.
It was dumb to fight for it as well. If that's the case,
yeah, she jumped off. And in all those scenarios, everyone was like, "Kill me, kill me, dude. I know it's gonna hurt you to beyond extent." Okay. Thanos, what he did was just different in my opinion than all those.
I think he just came to the conclusion a long time before he got there. So when he got to that moment, it wasn't a surprise. Scarlett Johansson and Jeremy Renner, they were surprised. They didn't know that was the rule. Think about it. They didn't know one of them were going to have to die. Thanos knew. He knew the whole time going in. So I think that also played into it, man, as we're going on our Marvel talk right here. But yeah.
He was a little surprised.
To an extent, but he knew what had to be done. Whereas with the other people that went up there, they didn't know that until they got there. They're like, oh, I didn't know this. And you could see why the reactions were where they were like that. But that's my thought process with it.
Man. What are people saying?
I don't even. Let me see.
Is anyone even following along, or are we just like way out there?
So I see some people. Oh, Nighthawk. So his name was Nighthawk. I see some people talking about it. Some people are Hawk. I see Hawkeye and Nighthawk. I think it's Hawk. Is it Hawkeye?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a minute, man. But yeah, we're seeing some of that. See some people saying we're lost right now. I don't know what's going on.
Shit.
But then I saw it was. Oh, so this is what Manuel says. It was his favorite daughter, the daughter to take over the snapped universe. That's why. So, because remember, at the beginning, Gamora wasn't his biological. Remember, he killed everybody. He saved her and he trained her and did all that. So she was supposed to be in line. That's kind of Manuel's perspective of it. She was supposed to be the next step. Once he did the snapping of the fingers and everything would go to balance, and he rests and retires on his throne, she would be the one who's going around ruling, making sure everything remains in balance.
She wasn't going to do that anymore.
But that's his perspective, though.
I know. I get it. I get it. Because, what happens then to Free? Like, she doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. So how can you...
Yeah.
I just don't know how you can consider that a sacrifice when she's trying to kill herself to avoid you. And then, obviously, when was it? In the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, she runs away from you and doesn't want anything to do. I just don't... It's weird to me. It's like he's crazy. Like, he's so delusional with this shit.
Well, and it looks like... Let's see. And Steeler Nation 412 says Thanos was a great villain, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But not as great.
One of the best.
But he says not as good as Bane from Batman.
Darth Vader's up there for me.
Yeah.
Probably Darth Vader and Thanos for me. Probably top two.
I like it. Either way, man, we're going to get back to that, though.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah. No, that's you. That's Call Me K. Call Me K with the off topic. But shout out to you, Call Me K. And then we got Justin Mitchell getting us back to some football right here. Way off topic. Actually, you're coming back on topic. But week 3 versus Bengals coming all the way from Akron, Ohio. So where we tailgating at, boys? Listen. We already getting those details squared away. Once we get the official location, because it's getting worked on right now currently, we will definitely let you and everybody on the channel know, man, so we can get that thing rolling. But definitely,
I know what it was off the top of my head from
a year ago. Yeah, it was.
But if it's different, Red Lot
5A, yeah. But it's not going to be there anymore. It's a new spot. We got a new spot, new location. It's dope too from everything that's been going with the pre-planning of it. It's been pretty dope. So I keep you tuned, though. We would keep you tuned. And then Doc Mitchell. Man, come on, Doc. Stop. Oh, thank you. Doc says, breaking news. Former Steeler and outside linebacker Arthur Moats resigns with the Steelers. Oh, no. I'm hoping he's saying resigns, not resign. You know how you got like re-dash sign? He didn't put the dash. I'm hoping he's saying that I resigned from said contract. If that's the case, I greatly appreciate that breaking news because I could not take me having to show up anywhere right now. Now it's funny. As soon as I transition from the Marvel conversation, now I'm getting in here. Killmonger was great. Black Panther. They talk about the sacrifice something he loves because the whole Gamora thing. Oh man, this all right. No, I'm not going back.
Dude, trust me. Yeah, I've had these conversations with you before, but then also other people. Like you could talk about this for like 2-3 hours
easily, as we were about to.
Then you could be talking about what's your definition of sacrifice, blah blah
or
blah.
Love. Like what's true love?
I know there's a ton of stuff, man.
Like, is it true love? Because I think about like his really, and this is the last thing I'm about to say, and then we're definitely going to the next topic. But I think about just the true love conversation, right? Thanos, quote unquote, love for Gamora reminds me of like the domestic violence relationships where it's like toxic and the guy or the girl, right, is violent towards the other emotionally, physically. And every time that person wants to leave, they're like, nah, you can't leave. I love you. I want you, like, you got to stay. Even though you know they're hurting them, they're going to eventually kill them, which we've seen, unfortunately, right? But they always say, I love you. You mean so much to me. Well, why do you keep hurting me then? Why do you do this? Oh, I love you. I love you. So when I think of how
Why'd you destroy half my population?
Right. But think about with Thanos, right? He was all, I'm doing this for you because I care about y'all. I care about the people. Remember, he doesn't hate people. He just says people can't do it themselves. They need balance. They need order, and it's on him. He's inevitable. He has to be the one to bring balance. In some of these relationships, you'll hear some of these people talk, both men and women, and they're like, even though I do these things, I gotta be here because that person can't survive without me. That person can't operate without me. I gotta be here. And it's like, bro, like, this is like, your logic is flawed. You know what I mean? And when I think of Thanos in that scenario, I think of that the whole time. But those people will tell you they love him. Oh, I love him. I love him. I love him. On both ends. You're just like, bro, this is crazy. She's trying to get away. He's trying to get away. Like, why are you doing that? That's violent. That's bad. So, thought about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think that plays it. And that, this will be the last thing I say. I think that plays into why I don't think sacrifice, because I think the definition of true love, the definition of sacrifice isn't exemplified in what Thanos does. So that's honestly, we could talk about this for hours.
Easily,
but
easily. But we're going to talk about now, though, man. Still his wide receiver groups.
Oh, yeah.
Where do they rank, right? Because let's see.
The Bash PFF segment.
We started something last week, right? Or was it? Yeah, it was last week.
I think they just did offensive line.
You know?
I don't know if we can bash them for that.
PFF gave a drop. And initially it was for safeties, right? Minka was ranked at 5th, and we had a whole segment on PFF, thoughts on them, overall like or dislike for them. So now we said that we're going to continue this because PFF keeps dropping rankings, and they had dropped one prior to the wide receiver, or excuse me, prior to the safety rankings, where they had the wide receiver position group rankings. And I said, we got to talk about this because I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm biased, but unfortunately I did not agree with the ranking that they gave our Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver group.
You want me to list them off?
First off, let's start with the Steelers ranking. Let's start with that first.
We're ranked 18th out of 32.
18th out of 32. Okay.
So bottom half, actually.
Yeah, absolutely bottom half. So if you could read off the first 17 teams that they have listed in front of us, we will greatly discuss this because I need to know. And while you're doing that, I'm going to put this in the chat. Okay?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your question?
Well, I'm putting in the chat, or the Steelers wide receiver group, the 18th best in the league.
Okay. Number 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 2, Dallas Cowboys. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 4, Buffalo Bills. Number 5, Minnesota Vikings. Number 6, Denver Broncos. Number 7, San Francisco 49ers. Number 8, Los Angeles Rams. Number 9, Miami Dolphins. Number 10, Seattle Seahawks. Number 11, New York Giants. Number 12, Cincinnati Bengals. Number 13, Cleveland Browns. Number 14, Green Bay Packers. Number 15, the Los Angeles Chargers. 16, Atlanta Falcons. They actually assumed Julio was going to be off the roster when they made this.
They put Atlanta in front with no Julio?
Yep. It says right at the top, note, for this exercise, we've assumed that Julio Jones gets traded ahead of the 2021 campaign. They just don't have the specific team, so Titans are pretty low on this list. 17 is Arizona Cardinals, then 18, Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's wow. I am thoroughly not impressed by that list.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
That's atrocious.
Whenever you look at it, here's what I took a step back. Whenever you look at the list initially and go through all the teams they have ahead of us, you're like, you know what? Yeah, a lot of these teams have pretty good receivers.
Make some cases for you.
But then if you actually like deep dive into it, this is actually blasphemous in my opinion.
I looked at how they started changing the list from wide receivers to wide receiver and tight ends. You saw that when they started talking Kansas City and I think
that's what they did. I think they included them. Yeah,
I'm like, but even with that,
I know
the way that they talked about Eric Ebron, I'm like, we know he's flawed, but some of these guys that they exactly, I'm like, some of these guys that they had ahead of him, I'm like, you got to stop this, man. And even with Deontay, like they talked about Deontay's drops, but then say he could be one of the best in the league at this. And you're like, and you have these guys that low? Like, I don't understand it. We're gonna keep getting into it, but we had a little color come up real quick, and it kind of goes for it will go with this. So either way, we're good.
It's not about sacrifice.
Correct. It's no sacrifice. No sacrifice. We're off that topic right now. All right, that'd be a bonus content day one. We might do a separate segment on that. And we'll put that in the upper room. That'll be for the upper room people. They'll get that special deep dive into Marvel and Gamora and what is true sacrifice. You know what, that low key, actually, funny thing, I've been thinking about stuff like this too.
Movie reviews.
Yeah. But like with you though.
Me?
Yeah, like so serious. Because I like the bounce, like some of the stuff I like doing by myself, right?
Yeah.
Because it's cool to just be able to talk, no interruptions, give what I want to give, and just stop it at that. But with movies, it's art, right? Movies, music, different plays, like it's all subjective. So I do like to be able, because it's not a hard winner of, oh, this is definitely better than this. It's not like a sport where, hey, points lead, okay, he has more points than him, that's the winner. So with this type of stuff, I always like to bounce it off and have candid conversation. So I'm planning on us doing some stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to work that in. But Joel Hernandez, first off, appreciate your love and support. What Joel says is this: would you guys ever do fan call-ins, like a segment, give people maybe 30 seconds to a minute for their thoughts? So Joel, we actually, funny thing, we started doing that before we started doing live shows.
Yeah.
Anybody that followed, was that 2 years ago when we did that then now?
Yeah, it was the 2019 off season. Yeah.
So what we started doing, we would have fans call into this number. They could either text, call, leave a voicemail, leave their social media handle, and they would literally say whatever their comment was about the game or their question, and we would play it. We would play the audio through the podcast, and then we would actually respond to their questions directly. So that is something that we've looked into, because we still have the phone lines and stuff like that. We're just working on the technology element of it, because now that we're doing live shows, technology, logistics wise, it's a little bit different. Along with when we did it beforehand, we could screen the calls, because the calls would come in one day. We got a chance to go through, make sure nothing crazy is being said. Right now, as it's live, we don't have that luxury. So even in the comment section, you notice how a lot of times when you're watching the video, my head's looking down, because I got to make sure that I'm reading the good comments before I come up here and just say something outlandish verbatim for what y'all have been saying in here. So that's the other part of it. But once we get the logistics, everything worked out, we do want to get back to having calls, because it just is another element to bring us closer to you guys and vice versa. We love to hear from y'all. We love to feel like we're all part of this thing together. So once we get that technology worked out, man, we definitely got you. But yeah,
that'd be fun.
It would be, man. But back to these rankings, man. So I think we both said that this ranking is absolutely terrible,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, how'd you want to start? Do you want to just say where you think the Steelers should be?
Put it like this, rough estimate, man. I feel like they got to be bare minimum top 10. When I think of the teams that are in here, and this isn't, I'm just like Tampa. Yes, Tampa is legitimate.
Number one, yeah, I agree. I'm good with the top 5. Like, if you want to talk about order, I'd knock the Chiefs down a little bit. But like the top 5's fine. I mean, we're gonna get into like our actual rankings later, probably in like a couple months or so. But top 5, cool. If you want to have them over the Steelers, I'm not gonna argue it.
See, for me, top 4, I was 100% good with. 5 is kind of where
you don't like Vikings.
No. The only thing is this: I feel like I like the Vikings have the star power, but the Vikings to me remind me of Cleveland in terms of not team wise, but Cleveland receiver group. We talk about they get heightened because of Odell and Jarvis. Then we see as you start to go through it, though, it drops off. When I think of Minnesota, Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, absolutely, they are studs. We know this. Like Thielen's been doing it for a while in the league, and Justin Jefferson came in here and set the league on fire, right? So with that, I feel like those two are better than any wide receivers that we have. But I feel like we have the better depth in terms of our receiving core. That's how they want to word it, right? Instead of just being wide receiver, we'll just say receivers. I feel like our core is better. We have more depth. We have way more talent in terms of just the full, okay, we don't have just the top 2 guys. We got 1 through 5, and then we got 2 tight ends. Like, that is why I was like, I could make a little bit of a debate
unless they're really banking on Irv Smith Jr. balling out this year.
But I'm really banking on Pat Freiermuth balling
I
out
agree.
this year. So what are we talking about?
Ebron maybe lessening the drops a little bit. Deontay taking the next step. I agree with you.
And they said it. Deontay's not going to have 14 drops again. Like, that's not happening. So
it shouldn't.
Yeah. But then, like, teams like Denver, I feel like that's more potential based, but none of those guys are proving anything.
Dude.
What is Cortland Sutton proving? What is Jerry Jeudy?
He did have a Pro Bowl year, but for him to be hurt last year like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what going into this season right here, what are these are it's a lot of speculation. It's a lot of projecting with those guys. And obviously they should have that type of respect because of where they were drafted at. But
Noah
we
Fant,
have... Yeah, Noah Fant is a dog.
He's good.
we,
But
we,
I'm
we
with
saw
you.
how that worked. But
I just
feel like we have the proven productivity. I think that's the difference. When it's proven commodities along with the age element, star power, we check all those boxes. So to say that we're at 18, my goodness, San Fran.
No.
Like, how? We love George Kittle. He's a baller. We know that. But Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel,
they lost Kendrick Bourne.
Like, come on, man.
I think that, he went to the Patriots, right?
And then you got the Rams at 8. Now, Robert Woods, that's my guy. You know, anytime I get my young guys out here doing, well, he's not even young anymore. Now he's in the league for a minute. But anytime guys like him are doing it, Cooper Kupp, cool.
They signed Deshaun Jackson. They have some nice depth. They don't have the upside.
But even with Deshaun Jackson, he's been hurt the past 2-3 seasons now. We talk about Julio being hurt. D-Jax is like, when D-Jax is healthy, we know who D-Jax is. He's an absolute monster. I love his game. Big fan of him. But at this stage of his career, do you over under 10 games is he playing next year? Like that's the real question.
Oh, under.
Right. So you're not going to tell me that you're rating a guy that's going to play more than likely less than 10 games as a key part of this wide receiver group, and why there's so much 10 slots better? Like not just 1 or 2, 10. They're at 8. We're at 18.
So their tight end one's Tyler Higbee, which a lot of people are high on.
Yeah.
Last year, 521, 5 touchdowns. Ebron, 550, 5 touchdowns. That's with the drops.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you want to say, it's because they have that third receiver with Deshaun Jackson, they have Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, who probably Cooper Kupp, he had that really good season 2 years ago.
Yeah, and then he got hurt, and then he came back and was good.
Yeah, so I just don't think there's the upside with them too. Like, we know what we're gonna get. We're gonna get like low 1,000-yard receiving season from them. Maybe single-digit touchdowns. With our guys, that's the baseline. That was last year with us being disappointed. There was still productivity.
Think about that. That's disappointed. That's no running game. That was with questions surrounding the quarterback, like the coordinator. It was a lot going on with that. Like you said, that was bare minimum. And with drops. League-leading drops. Like, I can't.
Dolphins kind of sneaky, though.
No, Dolphins all right. Dolphins going to be straight. Dolphins, they've put together since that tank season. They put together a nice little squad down there.
I just don't believe in Tua enough for the receivers to have gaudy numbers. Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker. Like, that's loaded, and Gesicki's really good.
No. Yeah, Gesicki's really good.
I still put Steelers above them, though.
He's been having success, A little Penn Stater, right? And then the Seattle Seahawks, DK, Tyler Lockett, okay. But this goes back to that conversation that we had about what's the difference between Seahawks versus Cleveland versus Minnesota. They have two dominant receivers. I feel like DK is more of the dominant, whereas Lockett is a beast in his own right, but it's just different, his game, right? I don't know if it's the stature or whatever, but it's different, right? In terms of just the threat of him. But I still take our group over that. Yeah. I feel like we have a DK and Chase Claypool. I feel like we have a Tyler Lockett and Deontay. They don't have a James Washington. They definitely don't have a Juju.
No, and our tight ends are much better. Yeah. They did draft Dwayne Eskridge, but he's a rookie. So.
And they got, was it Gerald Everett, right? Came over from the Rams. He's down there. But I'm still taking Ebron over him. I still like Pat Frymouth.
Yeah, he had 417 yards last year. Nothing crazy. I think for the Seahawks, the Vikings, even the Browns, I would put Seahawks and Vikings over the Browns, like a tier above them in terms of like their top two receivers. Yeah. Especially with Odell getting hurt, and I think Jarvis is a little bit limited. But whenever you're comparing Seahawks and Vikings to the Steelers, I think that just comes down to personal preference. Like, do you want those top two guys that have already proven that they could be like top 10 receivers in the league? Or are you banking on the Steelers receivers doing that? Which I think both of us are. I think at least one or two of them are going to take that type of step next year.
I agree. New York Giants.
But then we have that depth. That you're talking about.
But I can get that part, what you're saying about the Seahawks.
If you want to say Vikings, you want to say Seahawks, those are two stud receivers.
I was like, I can even see, I can get that. But here's why I have another issue.
But there's so many other teams that have above
the New York
Giants. Blasphemous.
The New York Giants. Kenny Galladay. Darius Slayton. Now, we know Darius Slayton was good. I mean, he kind of jumped on the scene versus us and then kept that going. And then obviously Kadarius Toney right out of Florida. And then that tight end, was it Evan Ingram?
Yeah. He didn't live up to the hype.
He didn't. Kadarius Toney, rookie. That's going to be interesting.
They brought in Kyle Rudolph too.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing they got going, but there's
but I don't feel
nothing
like that
proven
group is
there.
better. Like
No. Us on a down year, what we considered last year was a down year.
Yeah, man.
Was more productive than this.
Bro,
I know they brought in Kenny Galladay, but I'm talking about the Giants receiving core as a whole.
But think about this: when Kenny Galladay went there, right? Wasn't a lot of talk of, okay, would you rather have, if you're the Giants, would you rather have signed Kenny Galladay to that contract, or would you rather have brought in Juju Smith-Schuster? That's a legitimate conversation.
And Juju, based off last year, receiving yard wise, he was our third guy. He had more receptions than anyone. I think he had 9 touchdowns. Yeah. So all depends on what you're looking for. I mean, I'm definitely putting us over the Giants though, for sure.
Gosh.
Bengals, they got a nice receiving core.
No, we like the Bengals.
No tight ends though.
Yeah, but I feel like them bringing in Jamar Chase, that made the receivers, the wide receivers especially, man, just super gaudy. Like, yeah.
Would you put us over the Bengals?
No. But I told you that last year though. I told you last year and this year, man. I like their wide receiver group last year when it was AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. Now you take old AJ Green out and you enter in Jamar Chase, who was arguably better than Justin Jefferson at LSU. Like, yeah, that's different. I like our tight ends. I feel like we have that part.
They got nothing at tight end.
But those three right there, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, that could be a little special right there.
What's interesting though, and this isn't to like knock your point or anything, but it just goes to show that I think that people are really underrating the Steelers receivers. Like T. Higgins, a lot of people are really high on him. He still had 908 yards, 6 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd, 841, 4 touchdowns. Now they were missing Joe Burrow. Yeah. But like all of our receivers, and this was a stat I looked up. This is something, dude, I'm telling you. I did amazing analytical research for this one. The Steelers receivers. Now anyone can fact check this for me too. Okay. But I think I'm like 100% right on this.
All right.
The Steelers receivers are the only receiving core group that have 3 players that have at least 800 yards and 7 touchdowns for each of those players.
I like it.
Which is crazy. Like
no
other receiving core in the NFL has that. Yeah. So for us to be ranked 18th when you consider that stat, now I'm not saying it's the best stat of all time because it's still 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. So there's a lot of receivers that have more than that. But to go from 1 to 3 and have that, that's pretty solid on a down year, like we said.
Like I said, I'm not knocking it. I think that they should be higher. I just think that the Bengals group should be up there as well.
This isn't anything against your Bengals score.
Right. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Because who knows? Yeah, Jamar Chase is probably have more potential than any of our guys right now.
I feel like Bengals are low. Like Bengals at 12. What's the difference between Bengals and that conversation we just had about their productivity versus what we're projecting on them and the Denver Broncos? What's the difference, really? Cortland Sutton. We said, all right, he had a year. Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler, they haven't produced that just yet, right? We talked about Jerry at the time too, man, with the drops. He was on a Deontay thing.
Yeah, he had a decent season.
But he had 12 drops on, was it? I forgot how many targets he had, but he had 12 drops. Obviously, Deontay had 14. So I'm just like, see him that high.
Yeah, that's the one that I really didn't get to have him at 6. Them and the 49ers, they should be dropped down.
Like, I feel like you can move Cincinnati up. Cincinnati should be up, but we should be up as well. That's my thing, man.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I feel like both, even though I don't like to, give them any type of positivity, I just feel like, I'm just not a fan of it, man. Nah.
I wouldn't be opposed to putting them in the top 10. Browns, I think they're too high, too. Like, Odell coming off the injury like that. Jarvis Landry. 840 yards last year. I mean, we know he's a good receiver, but where's the upside?
Right.
We still were more productive than their top 2.
Right.
Rashard Higgins is pretty good, but still, he's not Juju at our 3rd spot.
Right. And they don't have
Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper's good, but he had 435 yards and 4 touchdowns last year. As much as we rip on Ebron, that's more productive than Austin Hooper.
Yep.
So I'm putting us over the Browns too.
So let's go to the chat real quick. Let's see what they're saying about this, man. About this list. Call Me K says we are at least top 10. I think at worst top 7. Can make a case for that.
Yeah, I'm thinking 6 or 7. That's what I think.
Steeler Nation 412 says they're 13th. Cole Fitzsimmons says easily top 5 in his opinion.
13th was so specific.
Yeah, it's very specific, right? Very, very specific. Justin Mitchell says at least top 10. I'm seeing a lot of top 10s. Brian Castro says top 10, and I'm being humble. Destin versus the world, top 10. Tavian Chancellor says so so disrespectfully in terms of how they have us ranked at number 18. Unreal. Roger says we're like 10, maybe 11. And then Destin also says it's a young group, so they aren't confident in them, but we know with the shades on the emoji. But my thing is this, when I think of that, and that's what I try to play devil's advocate, right? Because I feel like I border that biasness at times because I played here, then obviously we cover the team. But I'm like, if we're just talking about this is a projection, he's young. Well, what is the difference when you're talking about Denver? What's the difference when you're talking about San Francisco? Like, that's the part that I don't see that.
However you want to evaluate it. We talked about this with Minka. However you want to evaluate it, whether it's based off potential, whether it's based off production last year. A lot of these dudes,
age, like what do we?
A lot of these dudes that they have ranked high though haven't even been in the league that long, so we can't really go off career body of work because a lot of these receivers are young. It seems like they're going a lot more based off that potential, but the Steelers have just as much potential, if not better, than any of these teams they got ahead of us.
No.
But we had more productivity last year on a down year, which we were kind of disappointed at the end of the season.
And then check this out. Call Me K says, and if we're going to factor in tight ends as well, then we got to be top 3. Along with who else? I'm pulling them up right now. Oh, here we go. And Donald Copeland, he was the other one. He says, easily top 10. But he was like, he's like, yeah, easily top 10, and we have 2 fire tight ends. I'm like, I agree. Like, if we're going to bring in the tight end conversation as well.
Might have had the best tight end in the draft, huh?
Hey, you've heard the answers. What do they say now? The best pure tight end, the best all-around tight end. That's how they word it now versus Kyle Pitts is number 1 tight end.
They honestly might be playing Kyle Pitts at receiver with them losing Julio.
Absolutely, man.
And there was a big drop-off between them two and all the other tight ends in this draft. So, yeah, for Armith, he's going to be good, man. He's going to be good.
Yeah, bro.
So, I'm good with 6 or 7. I was telling you, if you want to put the Seahawks maybe at 6 and then us at 7, I could leave the Vikings at 5 for now. Like, I think around there is good. We'll look into it a little bit more. But, 6, I could put them over the Seahawks. I want to say my bias, but.
They're definitely in that top 10 legitimate. Like, that's my thing. That's bare minimum worst case. Big Twink Demand says we top 5 in AFC. I like that. I can go with that. I'm trying to think AFC because you got obviously Buffalo's going to be up there. Kansas City's going to be up there.
Yeah, we're probably 3. Like, if you have the Bengals over them, that's still top 4.
It's still top 4. No, and you can make a legitimate case even with Cincy. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. It's not clear cut like that. I mean, you're asking me today, I've taken Cincy. You asked me,
especially when you consider the tight ends.
It's like a lot to go into with the tight ends being factored in. So yeah,
I'd kind of secretly put Dolphins in that for the AFC, like in that top 5.
They are, but
I think I would. I don't trust Tua though. That's
my thing. It's Tua. That's the quarterback situation. Also, Alex Smith says, hit the like button, Steeler Nation. Now, why did I say it like that? Because he has it in all caps with a lot of exclamation points. So I tried to, reciprocate that energy to the people as I read his comments. So please don't let Alex get mad with anyone. Alex Smith, make sure y'all people are hitting the like button for him, man. All right, it's that simple. You heard what he said. Respect what he said. All right,
definitely.
He ain't gonna say it again. Otherwise, he's gonna ask not nicely next time.
Yeah,
you don't want to make the boss man mad. That ain't good for business.
Yeah, it's just disappointing, man. It's just a little disappointing.
And then Destin versus the world simply says this. NFL just hates us with the crying emoji. Love it with the cheesing emoji. Prove it season with the flexing emoji. I like it, man. Keep that Big Ben energy. That's that Big Deke energy right there, man. We need that, baby.
Yeah, we definitely do.
That.
I'd actually put your Bills above the Chiefs, so I'd knock the Chiefs maybe down to 4 or 5.
Yeah. No, I feel like, man, the Bills group, man, with them being able to add Emmanuel Sanders along with Gabriel Davis being in there another year, along with Diggs being there another year, plus full offseason, might I add you.
Cole Beasley.
Absolutely. Like, That's
I'd probably bump the Chiefs down to like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Chiefs, they're 2 top end. We know Tyreek and Kelsey.
Like I think Hardman could have a really he's gonna have to be their number 2 with them losing Watkins.
Now,
and he could be a stud. Yeah. So they're gonna be fine. I think that receiver 2, receiver 3 is kind of like interchangeable. You could find a guy as long as you're fast, talented,
and they went and redid the whole old line too.
Yeah,
they say we tired of making sure the paint look good. We about to go fix this interior up. So now that's good, should be interesting again, man.
Yeah, so we both agree. Top 10 at least. Where you rank them? I'm saying like 6, 7.
Yep.
And you're probably around that same range.
Absolutely,
too. Yeah.
And we got some color over here, man. We got two announcements real quick, man. First off, you got a new member in the building, baby.
Yo, what's good?
LeVar Dawson, welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Baby, we appreciate you joining the family. It is all love in this family as well, man. So keep it lovely. And then, let's go. UW, I'm assuming that's University of Wisconsin. First off, we appreciate that love and support. Secondly, he says, off topic. Last off topic we had got me nervous. Off topic. But just a thought here. If we do manage to get Malik Hooker, I get vibes of when our defense had Troy Polamalu, Ryan Clark, and James Harrison. You know what? In theory, though, because what he's saying is the two safeties in terms of Malik Hooker and Minkah Fitzpatrick, and then James Harrison would be the TJ Watt comparison. I see what he's doing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I didn't know if Malik Hooker would start playing edge.
Nah, stop, man. so which one's Troy? Is that?
That's what I mean.
Edmonds, Troy, and then Minka's RC. Probably.
Did we have a third safety at that point? Our
no,
nickel cornerback
was
Willie Gay.
Yeah,
McFadden, Willie Gay, and Ike Taylor.
Yeah. What about Deshae?
Oh yeah.
Deshae for a little.
Oh yeah, that was those four. Yeah. I think if anything, Willie Gay was probably cornerback 4 at that point.
Okay, yeah, that's what I like. The way I remembered it, that's how I thought it was.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, maybe his point is just like we're gonna have that abundance of talent
in the secondary,
coverage,
player of the year, defense player of the year, and TJ Watt, because he got to get that. He's due. He's long overdue.
We just need that third cornerback to step up then. That kind of unknown. Whoever it is, Justin Lane.
We can make it work.
Pierre Island.
We can make it work.
Mark
Pierre
Gilbert.
Island. I thought it was Shakur Brown.
Yeah, Shakur Brown too. It's 4. It's a race between 4.
Oh, okay. What about Mark though?
He's in there. Yeah,
he's in there. Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's 4. It's Justin Lane.
Is Trey in there? Can Trey get some love or no? He's sticking at
Trey Norwood.
Yeah, Swiss Army knife.
I'm not opposed.
Okay.
Whoever could be Mike Hilton's replacement.
Okay. Mike Hilton replacement and RB1, right? That's what it always is. Who's RB1 this week? Who's RB1 this week?
Oh yeah, we're good. We're good on the RB1 talk. Yeah.
That was like a thing for a while, man. RB1.
Is Benny Snell RB1? Is James Carter RB1 again?
Is Anthony McFarland RB1? Like
deserves more touches.
RB1. Underrated.
Yeah.
Yo, you always.
I think it was those. Bro. It was those 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jalen Samuels didn't get any love last year. Yeah, it was just those 3. It was a revolving door. We saw McFarland. What was it? The second or third game, he had like 40 yards. Then we saw him again with the Cowboys. Should he be getting more touches?
Underrated.
Yeah, that was rough for RB1 last year.
Yeah, our RB1 went through a little phase. Didn't we go through that with wide receiver 1 too? Right? Because first it was Deontay was wide receiver 1. Then it was definitely Claypool at the Philly. Oh yeah, definitely Claypool.
Yeah.
Even though that was a bin game, I remember you telling me that as well.
I told you he deserved some love that game. I know Claypool was that game's game ball MVP. Ben was probably number 2 or 3. He was number 2 or 3.
Deke said, I know he got 4 touches. I know it's the first time we've seen this happen since the 60s, right? I know this, but I think Ben should get the game ball. What? Stop.
I didn't go that far, but
and then we went Juju. Juju was wide receiver 1, right? Because I thought Juju was always my wide receiver 1. I felt like I always picked him.
I said Deontay, but as soon as I saw the 4 touchdown game from Claypool, I was like, he's the truth.
Yeah.
But I see those 2 guys. But your point is like Juju was that steady guy throughout. Although he did have some stink. Like he had the one where he had like 3 yards or something, 2 catches. But he was Ben's safety blanket in some big spots. And it's looking like Kalen Ballage is going to be the new RB1. Or RB2, excuse me. They're saying RB2. That's the RB2 is going to be a good battle.
Call me K says we're talking RB2 from here on out. So you're right. Hey, Kalen Ballage, RB2. There we go. Yeah. Or do we go dark horse candidate, man? Trey Edmonds. Can Lil Trey? I don't even. He's the oldest. Yeah, Trey Edmonds the oldest, and then it's our Trey in terms of Terrell Edmonds, and then it's Tremaine. Yeah, so older Trey. Maybe he's a guy because he did outplay Benny that first time around. Does he circle back? Does he spin the block and come back and say, "Oh yeah, you got me that first time, but now I'm coming for blood"? He don't hit him with that one.
No.
Huh? He don't hit him with the taco meat Deeks. I need to pull it with big Deke energy. It's over for you boys. No?
I don't think he's making. I think.
Oh man.
Will we keep 4? I don't know. I think Edmonds is gone.
Can't they all just make the team? Let's keep.
We still got to see Ballage though, man, because
hey, you told me he was the GOAT. You say he was L Bell. You said he looked like L. Bell. I watched the tape.
I would have rather
I watched the tape. I say, yo, I see framework of L. Bell. I don't necessarily see L. Bell, but I see the framework. You was like, yo.
I was pissed we didn't sign Bell. We signed him instead. But when you watched it, you remember we were like, he can kind of put it all together. He can catch the ball.
He can block. Good size. Take it to the house. Yeah, that's what you told me. That's what you told me.
We drafted Harris though, so we don't got to worry about that at all. Okay. Yeah, hell no.
But we need RB2 though, man.
Yeah, RB2. Yeah, it'll be a good debate. It'll be a good conversation.
Yeah. And Bell come back be RB2?
I mean, I'd be down, but since we got Harris, I'm not worried about it, honestly.
Hey, we're good,
I'd
man.
be down.
We're good.
As soon as we drafted Harris, that conversation just went out the window for me. I don't really care. Sucks, though. If we didn't draft Harris, I'd still be pushing for it all day. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that's going to be an interesting one to follow. I feel like that's going to really be a lot of fun once these games start to happen. And like right now, we joke about it candidly.
It's been a year since even the preseason.
Right.
Like,
but when we get that first preseason game, we know we're going to legitimately see all these guys. Because during the season, even if these guys make the roster, they're not getting touches. We know this. So it's like, can we at least see who looks good, who doesn't look good outside of a practice setting? So that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be good, though, man.
It's going to be fun because, we haven't done preseason since the first time we did it. And we were literally just starting out. We didn't know what the hell we were doing really with this stuff.
Very true, man.
So then we missed preseason last year. Now, it's going to be fun because that's where all the speculation is. Who's making the roster?
Oh, for a fact, man.
Who's where on the depth chart?
For a fact. And then he says Haskins is QB2. That's the other conversation we got.
I'm not opposed. He might beat out Mason. Everyone's high on Haskins right now. I don't know how his stock went from
he went from
unknown.
Why are you gonna sign Haskins? He has like 2 or 3 weeks issues. He
all
sucks.
Of a sudden OTAs.
Now they're like, oh yeah, he's great. Get Mason out of here. I'm like, dog, this is nuts. It's crazy.
He might beat him out. I think now Mason's QB2 though, but we'll see how the preseason plays out. Haskins does have the potential. We talked about it.
I mean, from what I'm hearing, they're saying that Mason is still doing all the 2 reps though. Mason's getting those, so we're like, all right, we'll see how that progresses. But this is the offseason. It's not even preseason yet. OTAs, who goes out with our group is more of a formality because we know once the pads come on, that's when it gets dictated. That's when we really find out who's moving and not, who can handle these high pressure situations. And once the actual preseason games start, that's going to be the ultimate barometer. So yeah, I don't care who's going with what group right now, but when these games start, baby, that's man.
Only 3 this year, right?
I know. Well, no, we get 4 because we got the Hall of Fame game.
Okay,
so we're good.
So Ben will probably only play in the 3rd one, like the first quarter or something.
Yeah,
so we'll get to see him, Mason and Haskins battle it out, and your boy Dobbs, right?
If you not include my dog Dobbs, and funny thing, I bumped into my man too the other day, and sure enough, I was like, yo, I'm just letting you know, because he was like, yo, I was driving one day leaving the facility. I swear, he said I was driving leaving the facility. He said I turned on the radio. And he's like, I hear this voice. He's like, yo, I know that voice. That's my dog, Moats. I'm like, yeah. I said, well, did I say anything outlandish? He said, boy, you was up there talking hockey. I said, yeah, that happens from time to time. Every once in a while, I got to do that. But I told him, I said, look, just know, I still like you. I told him, I said, hey, man, you in the group. I feel like you were part of this. I looked at his eye. He said, hey, man, I'm be ready to go. He looked good. He was lean, shining, fresh. Hey, the man looked like somebody that I'm glad I know. That's all I'm saying, man. So I said, don't count my dog out. Don't forget Dobbs, yeah. Don't count my dog out. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Works for me.
His game, man. I like his game, man. He's super smart. I tell you, man. Y'all can't say I'm no rocket scientist. I do personally. It's my dog. It's fam, man. Come on, baby. But anywho, it's gonna be interesting though, man. Now, let me see what the people are saying about this. Ooh, the analyzer says Haskins is QB2. Period. Toxic One North says Mason has a cannon though. And then the Dip in Dots 21. He's trying to take your name, man. The Dip in Dots 21 says it's got to be Haskins or Dobbs for QB2.
Wow.
Ooh.
Mason just
wow. Call me K
we signed it to an extension.
Call me K says Haskins will ball out.
I think, I'm good with Haskins being QB too. I think he could beat Mason out. We just got to see it at this point.
Dippin' Dot says Rudolph just puts our receivers to get blindsided. Oh my gosh! But Toxic One North says Mason is QB1. Put some respect on his name.
My god.
Okay. Joseph Cap says Haskins over Mason. This is legitimate right here, man. This is very legitimate. And we got a new subscriber, ELS Train Tuber 501, brand new subscriber, man. We appreciate you subscribing to the channel, man. Big time right there. Moving decision by you, man, because this is where all of the happenings are happening. So welcome to the crew. Yes, indeed. But let's get back to these things, man. Toxic One North also says that Mason has that year-on-year improvement, which is true. We did see him take a substantial leap from that first extended starting performance to what we saw at the end of last season. Whereas with Haskins, that has been the knock on him.
We haven't seen those type of games from Haskins.
Yes, correct. So that has played into that. Roger says he likes Dobbs as well. I'm with you, baby. I'm biased. Maybe I will admit my biasness towards Dobbs, but you got to think.
You just want to give him a chance, huh?
Because me and Dobbs got history. Like, first off, I was a teammate with Dobbs for multiple years, right? I wasn't never a teammate with Mason. I was never a teammate with Haskins. I know Mason personally is cool. Like, we got connections. I like that. But me and Dobbs, you got to think, me and Dobbs were teammates. Me and Dobbs worked Steelers football camps all summer. Me and Dobbs played for the Steelers basketball team. We traveled around and beat up on different teachers in the Pennsylvania area. We dunking on people. Like, we don't care. Like that man, it's a certain type of connection you get with a person when you got to take that show on the road and you going into hostile territories in front of 100,000 or in front of like a couple thousand in a gym, you know, in the middle of whoever knows Pennsylvania. And you're like, bro, I don't even got cell reception out here. Dobbs, give him 30 though. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different type of connection you get with these people. So yes, I will admit my biasness towards Dobbs, but ultimately I think he's in this mix, man. He's nice. I like his game. Yes, indeed.
It's going to be a fun preseason.
Yes, indeed. But Christian brings up a good point right here. Christian says Ben did say he loves Haskins' mechanics and release. He did. He said this the prettiest release in throwing motion / mechanics that he's ever seen. That is what he said. All right. Whew. Yeah. What you thinking, man?
Oh, you seen this comment? What about this kid from Slippery Rock? A lot of people are high on Roland Rivers.
Well, you know what's funny? Hearing him reminds me a lot of who? Duck.
Okay.
You remember when Duck first came here, right? Nobody was really talking about Duck. He was kind of the forgotten guy, right? And then obviously you think about how the end of training camp played out. It's like, all right, cool. We ain't tripping on him.
Yeah, we traded dogs.
Yeah, we was like, all right, whatever. Like, we got this dude, like, practice squad, cool. Ben gets hurt. Now he's active. And it's like, all right, we saw... more so at training camp, people were speaking really highly of Duck, but we didn't really see that a lot in terms of preseason, right? But then when he gets the opportunity, because of how Mason was playing and everything that played into that, comes in, lights it up, he looked good. And then,
yeah, because Mason it was the Ravens game. Duck was forced into it. It was not like we benched Mason.
Right, and he played well.
The Ravens game, our offense looked kind of good.
And then one on the road on Monday night. Yeah.
LA, I guess, at the time.
Absolutely. So those were the things that really catapulted him. So when I think...
then we brought Mason back.
Right, but
there was the controversy.
When I think of the young cat, though, from Slippery Rock, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, could it be one of those again? Like...
yeah, we have more quarterbacks in the room this time around. Yeah. He's definitely got a lot more talent he's got to compete with as opposed to Duck. It was just... well, Dobbs beat him out technically, and we kept Duck for the practice squad. But I guess Jacksonville wanted to trade for him. Yeah, so it kind of made it easy for us because we were like, I guess we could roll with Duck at QB3. We give up Dobbs. We ended up getting Dobbs back anyway. But yeah, this time around, now you got Mason in his fourth year. You have Dwayne Haskins coming in. Yeah. Dobbs now too. Like that's tough competition for Roland Rivers.
Like you got a 4th round pick, 3rd round pick, 15th overall pick. Multiple guys have started in this league. Dobbs has had quality snaps as well. You remember the Oakland game was that 2-3 years ago now?
Yeah.
Because I don't think he had any snaps in Jacksonville, but obviously he played in week 17, more of the gadget / Cordell Stewart role for the offense. But man, that's tough in terms of an undrafted guy trying to unseat those type of guys. That's going to be very tough. But I'm all with it, man. Trust me. Anytime we can get open competitions like this, the more, the merrier, baby. Keep your tape hot. That's the same thing I told Dobbs before I left. I say, Dobbs, you already know, baby. No matter what is going on from the political realm, because we know like the inner workings of how the politics and sports business works, money and stuff like that. Told him before I left, I say, man, regardless of the politics, as we already know they play a factor, just keep your tape hot. As long as you keep your tape hot, it's gonna work out either here or elsewhere. But he ready to go, man. I'm hyped for my dog, man. I'm telling you, baby, I'm hyped for him.
Tape hot as in get a ton of content out there?
No. Tape hot in terms of
get your own videographer, throwing dots in your backyard. You're just saying just be good. Just be good.
The thing is this, when I say tape is hot, whenever they're recording you, right? If it's practice, if it's preseason games, if it's training camp, if it's OT, it doesn't matter when it is. If you're on that field and you know that camera's sitting up top is recording you, which it always does, it's always recording the field. if it's doing that, you make sure your tape already. They can't pull up a play and say, "Wow, look at this. Oh, this is bad." Nah. That can't happen. You keep your tape hot though. You don't have to worry about that. You keep your tape hot, man. You'll last longer than a lot of these people out here. I'm living proof. I'm telling you, I was never the greatest player. My tape was hot though. So even though this guy might have been a better player, his tape won't hot as consistently as mine. That's why I got 9 in this thing. It is what it is. I've never said I'm a Hall of Famer, but them 9 years, baby. That's stamped, signed, sealed, delivered. Even Stevie Wonder tell me that. So yeah, it just is what it is, man. But you gotta keep the tape hot. Am I lying? If the tape is hot, how many times we talked about guys when like, well, we feel like this player is better, but this guy's more consistent. We feel like this guy's better, but this guy's always available. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Keep your tape hot, baby. Keep your tape hot. And shout out to Roger Peavy right here. Roger, major love and respect. Comments. Yes, he says, and this is a quote. Oh, you want to read that quote?
I think you would do it better because there's some exclamation marks.
It is. I was,
get them likes up.
Oh yeah, that was trash. You gotta do it better than that, man. That was such.
That's the best I could do.
That was so small, Deke
guys,
energy.
Let's just get those likes up.
Is it cold? Is that what's going on? That was like the energy got small. It was cold out here. I like to keep AC in here so we're not hot and sweating, but if that's gonna make it get shy, if the Deke energy is gonna shrivel up because of the climate, like. Can I get some big Deke energy then for my man Roger? Like Roger is showing love. Roger is a part of the group.
Yeah.
And that's the read you get Roger?
That's the best I could do. That's what 3 exclamation marks meant to me.
But Roger said, man, get them likes up. It's that simple, man. And Call Me K, shout out to you again. PFF dislike the podcast again. I know they always do that. It's 1 or 2 PFF floaters that come around here and we talk about them on occasion and they come over here and dislike one of our vids. That's fine. But I like it because we talked about parity. We talked about Thanos and balance, right? All of these things go together. We can't have everybody liking and then it's like, whoa, man, nobody disliked it. Man, this must be those guys liking it themselves. No. Having 1 or 2 dislikes, it just shows character.
Someone's saying 5.
5, that's good. It shows character. We
I know.
That. I mean, because right now,
controversy.
Because the likes right now, we're only at 122, mind you. And typically the likes go a little bit higher. But it's all good. It's all good. Maybe they don't like the content.
That can't be the case.
Nah. We can't let 5 of them ruin the whole bunch. Come on now.
Maybe they just got it listening, or they're listening to it. They're doing something going on. It's like kind of in the background. Maybe that's what it is.
You know what it was?
They'll get to it later.
They were upset about the whole Gamora getting thrown off and you not viewing it as a sacrifice.
They probably bounced.
They were like, how's that not a sacrifice? It's a sacrifice. The movie said it, so they was upset, man. And then Manuel says we need our haters. I tell my daughter all the time, if you don't have haters, you're not popping. You gotta have haters, baby. That's what hey. It's that simple, man. It is that simple. So yeah. Oh, and let me. I feel like I'm missing someone here. Cal might be calling me out. Let me check you out real quick, Cal. Hold on. Maybe I scroll past you because it looks like Cal is saying that he's a part of the upper room. I feel like I missed him. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Hold on now. Hey, you're right, Cal. That's the beauty of the chat.
Where's
right
that at?
It's way up there, bro. Yeah, I didn't even see it, but absolutely, Cal Rigdon, my man.
Little Denzel.
Welcome to the upper room.
That was probably the best one. He probably got the best one.
Hey, man. Because I felt bad.
Yeah, you missed it.
I see him, and the fact that I missed it, I was like, oh, no, I can't do that. So every once in a while, you got to get something like that in there, man. Let them know I really care about them. Because I do. I genuinely do care about each and every person that tunes into the show, that subscribes to the channel, and that joins the upper room. I try to make sure that they understand they are all significant, and we appreciate them following our journey. Okay?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Absolutely. But it's hard to read it sometimes, man. You see how much stuff is going on in here right now. You got to pull it up over here. It's constantly moving.
Always.
Yeah, which is good, though, because it's big Deke energy, and that's what I like. No small Dekes. Big Deke only. Come on, man. Get the energy right, bro.
We
go into this.
I was going to say we got our final topic.
Yeah, man. Are you ready for this, though, bro?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm really ready
I'm
for
gonna
this.
say, yeah. I figured you would be super excited about this one right here, right? Mr. I won my bet. Yeah. You even posted the picture with Kawhi Leonard holding up the MVP. I'm like, oh, yo, that's what we're on now? Like, that's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Like, stop it. And before we keep going on this conversation, Thomas, I got you. Thomas Riley, because, I think I've seen it pop up a couple times. So, Thomas was asking, off topic real quick. If I would take the Steelers job in the booth next to Billy Hillgrove, if they ask, right? Because obviously with Tunch stepping out of it. If they were to ask, sure, man, I'm down. You know, I love it, man. That's my thing. But if they ask, I'm not going to pursue it just because it's weird for me, man. Tunch is my guy. I feel uncomfortable about the whole scenario. But if it were to happen, man, I would love it. But if not, we're going to keep this content rolling either way, baby. So we'll see how it goes, man. Stay tuned, though.
That's the secret competition no one's talking about, right?
Stop it, bro.
Behind the scenes, we got
listen,
we got cornerback 3.
We're not doing this, bro. We're not doing. Listen, we're not gonna have this.
Let's say it all competition. Just who's gonna be next in the booth? Maybe that's a hot topic.
No, that's not the hot topic. We don't need to talk about that. I've seen people talk about it. We don't need to talk about that, man.
No, we don't. I'm just saying it's out there though. I think people are interested. That's why you got the question, huh?
It is out there though, man. It is out there. I've been ducking and dodging these questions, man. It's like that.
Just trying to stay humble, huh?
Because it's not humble. It's this the thing, man. Like I said, because of my personal relationship with Tunch and the journey and how he talks and how he ultimately poured into me, into getting me into this and continuing to grow. It's just like if he had, just stepped away because he was just tired of doing it, it feels like, all right, cool. Well, yeah, I'm going to go for it, man. I want to do this. I'm passionate about it. Like, let's go. I feel like I'll be great at it. But because it was related to health, it feels like, oh, man, like, it's just a different feel to it, man. So that's why I'm a little weird about it right now.
Taking it more slow.
Yeah, man.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Just in the background. If it happens, it happens.
It's kind of like the TV. It's on, but we're not watching it. If something cool happens, though, we'll see it. We'll be here for it. We'll take it in, but we're not making it our focus. This is the focus right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to keep having fun with that. But Thomas, that's ultimately the answer because I did see you had put it up there a couple times, man. So here we go. And shout out to Call Me K. Thank you, Call Me K. I can't even transition without having to see this right here. Moats. So about that bet you made with Deke. Yeah, about that. Well, you know what, Call Me K? I'm not going to lie. Me and Deke were talking about this beforehand. I was like, I wasn't even upset. Like,
I would have been so mad. I'm not gonna lie.
The reason why I wasn't upset, and I told you this is why I said, because that was the day that JMU got the dub. So they were playing Oklahoma State, the 5 seed, and we were saying that, hey, they had just knocked off number 1 Oklahoma. What up, Andre Boomer Sooner? But we talked about how, JMU had just won. They were supposed to play that night as well, and if they were to win, they would go to the national semifinals. Well, they won going into that, so I felt great knowing that my girls were going to the semifinals. So even though I'm watching this game and I'm watching Kawhi go full on just berserk, I mean, the step back daggers from 3, like he was like, it looked like laser accuracy. Did you see? Like, it was no arc. It was just like,
I was speechless, dude.
I thought it was the turn. I was looking for Sarah Connor to come out there because I thought my man Kawhi had the red dot in his eye just beaming in. I'm like, yo, you can't be shooting this good. Like, this makes zero sense. Like, how are you doing this? Like, your math can't be that good. Your geometry can't be that good. You picking angles like that on the fly. Kawhi, like, how? How does it work? But it was. And then, obviously, Luka was bad Luka in the second half, which we've seen a little bit of lately. Good Luka in the first half, bad Luka in the second half. But I wasn't tripping. That was the big reason why. And then, obviously, the next day, well, not the next day, but the next game, I'm like, all right, no wager online. Luka was going off. Then he went and did what Luka does in the second half, but I was more happy because I got to see my young guy Dorian Finney-Smith go. I think he dropped 20 on him, so I was like, that looked good for the hometown.
He played pretty good in the game.
Yeah, he was shooting, man. 3 and D, man. He gonna hit you 2 to 3, 3 to 4 threes a game. Good defense. So I was like, you know what? I'm happy the hometown kid is balling out as well. So even though I had to lose, and I do have to compensate Mr. Big Deke Energy.
Let me know what jersey I should pick.
Whatever jersey he wants, a $200 limit. Yeah. Okay, so whatever jersey he wants.
I was thinking about doing double or nothing for Game 7. Would you have done it?
I would have though. I would have. I definitely.
Same teams?
Yeah, I would have.
Oh, yeah, that hurts me.
I would have. And I was laughing to myself because you were the one who told me because I didn't realize that the home team hadn't won. I just knew that it was split, and you were like, "Well, the home team hasn't won one," and obviously. I had picked the home team in that one, so I would have felt good about it. Absolutely. So, yeah, I was good with it. Yeah, but I even thought about going double it. I thought about running it back. I thought about running it back for Game 7. Then I also thought with the Sixers and Hawks because we were talking about that. And remember, I was like, I like Atlanta, especially if Embiid isn't out there. And you were like, you like the Sixers. So I was kind of like, well, man, we could have had a little action on that too. But I was also like, I don't want to be.
I didn't even know that game was Sunday, to be honest with you. I woke up and the game, the game was on, I think.
Seriously,
Wasn't
man.
It like at noon?
It started like, it was like 12 or 1 o'clock when it started, yeah. But for me, my thing was, I didn't want to be the guy that technically never pays because he keeps the bet going. Like, I don't like
no,
those
I was
type of
thinking
people,
of
bro.
it. So if you would have offered it, I would have definitely considered it.
But the reason I don't, because like I've been on the other side where it's like I want to bet, and then the guy's like, "Yo, can we double it net?" And it's like, you win it again. It's like, well, can we do it again? I'm just like, you're never gonna pay me until I lose, and now I'm gonna owe you all this. And it's, oh, it's a wash. Now we're good. Let's leave. Like I don't like those type of people. It's no different. Like if we're playing whatever, yeah, we make our bet. We're cool. That's fine. Like. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. I just like to leave it at that. I don't want to just keep running it back and back and back because either two things going to happen. It's either going to get so astronomical that now you're not going to be able to pay, or it's going to get to the point where it's a wash because the luck has ran out. I've won 3 bets, but because it was the triple or the 4-time or nothing, you win that. Now it's even. I don't like that energy.
No, for sure. And it's good for the economy, too, if you think about it.
Absolutely.
Like, if we do another bet like this, you bought me a jersey, I buy you a jersey. Yes, we're helping businesses out here.
Absolutely.
But, dude, I was so pissed. I don't think you understand how mad I was about that first half. Reggie Jackson was literally saving the Clippers' ass. And
Reggie, oh, my gosh. With the goggles on.
It was crazy.
I'm not going to lie. I don't mind if a player is drippy, the swag is crazy, you can go off. Not with the goggles.
I would have been pissed if I were you. Yeah.
The goggles is what threw. I just felt like I'm watching Horace Grant get buckets. Even though he's not Horace Grant, doesn't play anything like Horace Grant, doesn't like Horace Grant. Anytime I see a player on a basketball court with goggles, I think Horace Grant because I was a Bulls fan growing up. And we know Horace Grant wore the goggles, and obviously he goes to the Magic, same thing, goggles. So when I think of hoopers with goggles, I think Horace. So watching Reggie, I just kept thinking to myself like, bruh, really, Reggie, with your goggles? So that part was frustrating.
And then they started going down at points, like 7 points, 9 points. This was into like the second and third quarter.
Yep.
I tweeted out like, dude, I'm done with this game. I'm going for a walk. Never did though because I was finishing up some of the stuff we were doing. Bro. So the game was still on, and all of a sudden, as I'm about to turn it off and go for the walk, Kawhi, dude, I
can't make it up, bro.
I was literally speechless, dude. I really wish I was watching the game with you. I would get out of my seat. I'm just watching the game alone. I'm like, what the hell?
Bro,
it was so
nuts,
disgusting
bro.
what he was doing.
Going nuts, bro. The step back that he hit at the top of the key, the reverse dribble, and that thing literally is like beeline into the rim. Switch. I'm just like, bro, how? You're hitting the like perfect part of the rim with your shot every single time. Like, yeah.
It was just crazy too because it felt like he just composed himself through most of the game. And he knew when to pick his spot and was just like, give me the ball. Get the F out of my way. I'm going to shake these dudes and just score buckets. That's what he did. Like, he was doing it from 3. And then he was also just like, I just want to shoot a mid-range. Like, I don't want to shoot a 3, but let me shoot it right in front of the 3. And it's covered right in your eye.
And it was just nothing that could happen, bro.
It was absurd. I don't know what to make of it. Do I all of a sudden just root for Kawhi now, rest of the playoffs?
Oh, man. Because... Don't down that hill, man. Don't do that.
You don't think he's gonna make it?
I don't believe in them Clippers still, though, man.
I believe in Kawhi, man.
I do now, but
Kawhi is so legit.
I do, but
he wasn't the reason they lost last year.
I'm not believing in Reggie Jackson doing that again, and I'm feeling like law of averages. I'm gonna get pandemic P in a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't play too bad.
I know.
Well, that's what was pissing me off so much. He was missing shots left and right. Marcus Morris should never touch a basketball again.
But he hit a couple threes.
Well, in Game 7, his Game 6
hit that
was
corner
terrible.
3, man. That changed it all.
Batum was terrible, but it just worked out because Kawhi kept them in it, and then they got the dub. It was just crazy. I was speechless. I would have been so mad if I would have lost.
Unreal, bro. Unreal. And then for a jersey recommendation,
okay,
I saw somebody say that you should get a Devin Booker jersey to troll me.
Oh, a Kawhi jersey would do that too, right?
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember, I won money with Kawhi as well.
Oh yeah,
so I'm not tripping on Kawhi. Like, I like Kawhi.
Kawhi's won us both bets.
I just don't like Kawhi over LeBron, but I like Kawhi.
Booker would hurt more. You're saying.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, D Book is cool. Like, he's nice, but it's like because the whole Bron thing. But I still feel like it's an asterisk. I'm hating. I'm not hating. Hey, they got that fan square. No asterisk at all, man. I don't care about the injuries. They won. Devin Booker's a beast, man. Shout out to him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, now Joe Brown says you should get, was it Sarah Fuller of Vandy jersey? I'm not sure what that is.
What?
Yeah, so Joe Brown says, Deke, you got to get that Sarah Fuller Vandy jersey. Like Vanderbilt jersey. Who's Sarah Fuller? Am I missing?
Is she going off in the College World Series or something?
Oh, no. That's the kicker. You remember last year, she was the first like kicker to ever kick in a Power 5 conference.
Oh.
Yeah, that's who that is. Okay. Absolutely. I remember her now. Yeah, I definitely remember her now. And he's saying do that. Well, yeah, you could. That's historic. It's meaning. Yeah.
That's really random.
It is. I was looking like, Sarah, I was like, I know this name. And I was like, what is it from? That's it, though. Because she was definitely the first female to kick in a Power 5 conference game. And she made, I think she made it, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But she kicked like two or three games down there. Yeah. And people, like, some people were like loving it and happy about it because obviously, you know, you're seeing a woman break barriers and things like that. Then we had the other group that were like, well, man, that scholarship could be a scholarship for another athlete, a guy or anything like that. So it was a lot going on with that. But yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
People are saying Favre jersey.
See, then if you put the Favre jersey on, if I get upset, I'm going to just flashback on you, man. Stop.
That's what they're saying.
Yep.
You might kill me.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Oh, Andre, stop, man. You sending me a Sooner hat. Stop it. It's go Dukes. I'm telling you now, man. We getting this dub today. I got about 20 more minutes for the pre, festivity start. But trust me, man, it's my team tonight, man. We got this. I'm super confident in us, baby. I love us some us. All right? Love us some us. I'm low-key upset my women's softball, the JMU version. You know, you go to March Madness Final before you get the hats. So I ordered mine.
Oh, okay.
When they got it, I thought it would be here by now because I wanted to have it on today. But
did you put the express shipping on?
I did. I even got the email. Oh, Arthur, man, we appreciate your support. Like,
it's coming in tomorrow.
I was like, let's get it. And it wasn't here just yet. I'm like, dang, going, man.
Is your mail coming today?
I didn't even check yet. I haven't checked yet, bro.
Maybe.
It might because it's still early. Yeah.
For me, it's usually around like 2 or 3 the mail comes, so you might get it right before the game.
Yeah, so we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, man. But as soon as it's in here, trust me, baby, I'm showing up decked out. You already know. I gotta show love, man, because number 1, we get parity in sports. Number 2, it's my alma mater. Number 3, I rock with the softball team, man. Like, I think about when I was at JMU, like the softball girls, they were awesome to be around, always fun. My mom loves, like my mom, she just had knee surgery like a year ago, so she had to stop. But my mom, man, she's up there. She's been playing softball forever. Like,
okay,
that's her sport. Like I've seen too many softball games in my time. But the fact that JMU was beating up on Andre's softball team as well just adds to it. You know what I mean? Go Dukes. Go. I wonder what does that feel like to have like the arguably best team ever. And some JMU team just beats them the first time. And then you got to go all the way to extra innings just to get a fluky win the next time. This is it. And it's in your state. It's not like we got them in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Like, come on, baby. Come on. Andre, you're going to see, baby. You're going to see 4 o'clock, baby. Stay tuned. 4 o'clock. Call Me K also says pause. Oh, no. I read that wrong. All right. So Call Me K says you should get a custom jersey that says Big Deke 69 on it. On the Steelers jersey, you could do that. Big Deke.
I already got the dots in.
But it don't say Big Deke on it though.
I don't need that.
Okay,
I'm good.
You should get 7 then. 7 with Big Deke energy.
No, I'm good. I already got the Benja. I'm not a big custom jersey guy.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I never really have been.
So Cole, no custom jersey. He says he's not a custom guy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a scenario where I would do that. Yeah, it would probably have to be like 69, but
or 7.
But I already have those jerseys with Dawson and Big Ben. I'm not gonna be doing that. I mean, my favorite number always was 5 growing up. I wouldn't do 5. Maybe you put Big Deke 1. I don't know.
This is foul right here. LeVar Dawson, you are foul for this recommendation. He says Moats got to get him the Bullets Jordan jersey since he wanted it. You know I said I wanted it. That's the jersey I was going to order. God's honest truth. I wanted to get both the Bullets one with the throwback stripes and the like Wizards one because I got the Jays when he first dropped, like when he first signed with them, the 17th, they came in this big suitcase. I had the white and Carolina blue joints, and I just remember being like,
oh yeah, those are hard.
I love these. Like, yeah. So that's why I wanted to get the jersey. But now he's saying that you should get that jersey. Like that, that would genuinely hurt me. I would be so upset having to order and put the quantity at 2 instead of 1. Oh man, that would hurt. That would hurt. Oh man. don't do me like that.
It's probably gonna be Pittsburgh. It's probably gonna be something Pittsburgh. Could be a Pirates jersey. Could Brian Hayes jersey maybe.
They said a Najee jersey. What about a Najee Harris with the Super Bowl 56 patch?
I'm waiting until they drop the Keller rushes for Harris. That's what I'm gonna do with that jersey. So I could wait. It out.
Well, Zach Battle says, what about a LaMelo Ball jersey? That's the he the next star. He the next guy. Melo, that dude.
I'm really on a Pittsburgh kick now, dude. And that's the thing that sucks about NBA is because they don't have a Pittsburgh team. Like that kind of sucks. Like I would just rather get a Pitt Panthers hoop jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could dig that.
I don't know what it is. I've just really been on a Pittsburgh kick ever since I was getting ripped on way early in the podcast. I'm like, you know what? You guys are right. I'm just gonna rock Pittsburgh.
Just
stuff.
own it, bro. Just own it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rock Pittsburgh stuff.
Well, Brian says you should just get a Mason jersey then, since you're getting Pittsburgh stuff. You ain't feeling Mason? That 2 on your chest? That low key would be your look though.
Might get a 2, maybe.
2? Rudolph on the background? Bumblebee?
I don't know. We'll see.
Hey. And shout out to you, Barilla92. Yes, indeed. Appreciate the love and the support. He says that he's currently rocking the 5-5, but it's a Bush jersey. Respectable. We'll pretend it says Moats while the podcast is on. Hey, big fella, I appreciate you on that. Hey, if you don't turn around, I'm gonna just think it's Moats every time I see 5-5. Unless it's a Reebok 5-5, then I'm gonna say it's Peasy. That's just how I go with it. Ooh, the Julius Page though. What about that? That's what LeVar says.
I got one.
I actually got
one. I copped one a couple months ago. I got it. I just haven't rocked it yet. I've been too fat to rock the tank top, and I haven't really done the jersey with the flannel vibe this summer yet either. Yeah, you know what I mean? Okay. That was the vibe in what was it, 2020? That was that 2020? Yeah, I had all those champion.
You go
NBA
through
jerseys.
these different these phases.
I know, but I do have a Julius Page. Those pitch jerseys were so sick. Yeah. Whenever they had that branding with the tooth and stuff, like that was when Fitzgerald was playing football and everything. Those were so sick. But I already got a Julius Page. Actually.
Now Trez says, what about an Aaron Donald?
No, Pitt. No. A Pitt one, maybe.
You said Pitt.
Nah, I'm good.
Donald Copeland says, what about a Pat Shiesty jersey?
That'd be a dope one.
It could be.
That'd be a dope one.
Are we rolling with Pat Shiesty, or is we just gonna call him whatever nickname pops up at the time? I didn't know how because it said Pat Shiesty. I didn't know if that was agreed upon.
That's what I mean. I think it's going to be a natural thing.
Okay.
It's just got to be natural. So if people are calling him Pat Shiesty right now, we're just going to roll with it. Because I call him
Project Pat still.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Moose happens during the season, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen naturally here.
Well, the last thing that we'll say is this. Call Me K simply just says to get a Manziel jersey. So I'll get you a Manziel jersey. That covers like everything, right? And then you could do your little money sign when you're happy, when you're putting it on like, yeah, I got him.
An FCF Manziel jersey, fan controlled football league. Manziel.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'd be good, man. Oh, wow. You saw that one? Did you see it?
The newest one?
Yes.
Jeez, oh man.
That would be hard. Oh, that would be hard.
That's hilarious. Wow, to just randomly come out with that
That's a blast from the past right there, man.
That really is.
That is a blast.
Manziel and Josh Gordon 2 for 1.
Yo, this is awesome right here. I love it. Get a Kaepernick jersey, man.
Cap jersey.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You got options, baby. You got options. Get a Tebow tight end jersey. No? You're not feeling the Tebow tight end? The aim's 8'5", right? He's Ocho Cinco.
I guess I'm probably sticking with Pittsburgh. I'm being boring. I'm being really boring with it.
Pittsburgh tie though.
Oh man,
sick. No,
that's tough. That's a tough one.
You said you're keeping it to Pittsburgh. Like, what better than to pull up in a Tebow jersey? Go Denver for old time's sake. Why don't you?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, dude.
You ain't feeling that?
No.
That's Pittsburgh. It doesn't get more Pittsburgh than that.
I couldn't do it, dude.
I promise you. You won't get stopped as nearly the same if you're walking around with any Pittsburgh jersey on compared if you walking in Pittsburgh with the Tebow jersey on. Particularly a Denver Tebow jersey on. You're going to get all the attention that you want, man.
That's not the vibe.
You can get all that. Everybody gonna be loving you, man. They're gonna. Oh my God! Look what. Oh what? Oh what's that? Let me see. What that? Oh that. Oh yeah, man.
You see some of these new ones.
I do. I see the Vic with the 2. Now y'all know I love the Vic too. That's
hey.
That's the hometown guy for me, man. So y'all know I'm biased about him as well, baby. Oh, Destin says get a Moats jersey. I don't even know if we have a Moats. It's kind of.
I got a Porter. I got a old Porter jersey.
It's kind of awkward.
No, Moats would be a good one. I should get one at some point. Is that weird?
I don't know, because I see you every I'm like I can touch you, bro. Like this is weird.
What if I rock the Porter?
That'd be cool.
5'5".
Yeah.
People could just assume it's
Or I mean, because sometimes they think this is Peasy behind me. I've seen they think it's
Bush.
Devin Bush.
Yeah.
I tell people it's Sly Sylvester just to mess with their mind a little bit. So yeah, man,
we got some good ones here.
Cordell Stewart, Chad Brown, Curtis Martin.
I have a Stewart. I have one of that Stewart, right?
Yeah, you have that.
Yeah, I have a Stewart.
See, I haven't seen the Curtis Martin pit though.
I'd probably get a Marino pit if you're gonna go old school.
Can't go wrong, Marino though.
Yeah, Marino pit's probably most iconic.
Best quarterback to ever be in Pittsburgh.
For the Panthers, yeah.
That is a good question though. Who's a better quarterback?
Oh, you gotta go down.
I'm messing with you, bro.
I know.
I'm messing. Get a Bobby Brewster jersey. Jeez. Oh my gosh. So, think we're good, bro.
You got anything? Final takes on NBA or anything?
I'm trying to think, dude, because this jersey conversation has been funny. Man.
This is funny.
This has been pretty funny right here. The Bumblebees.
Rod Woodson, Tunch jersey.
Oh, a Tunch jersey would be dope.
Yeah, call me K saying Tunch jersey.
That would be dope. Brent says, I'm setting you up for failure on the south side if you walking around like that with that Tebow jersey on.
AI
this
jersey.
This is true.
Jeff Reed jersey.
Fresh from Sheets. They sick.
I mean, honestly,
walk around with the get the little oh my goodness, what's the towel dispenser, right?
Yeah,
just walk around like a towel dispenser, man.
I mean, the way they're talking about these jerseys, I could completely load up in a way. If we made the agreement, if it was 200, it doesn't matter how many.
Yeah,
like I could probably get a Jeff Reed jersey for like $20.
You could,
I could completely load up.
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter how many. It just is a $200 limit. That's it. $200.
I get Jeff Reed, I get Rod Woodson, Mel Blount. I mean,
load up. Realistically, number one, I think I'm like, I might just cash up you the 200 to let you just figure out how you want to go about what you want to order.
Oh wow!
If you were going to order multiple jerseys, otherwise,
true.
Because otherwise, I'll be over here like, all right, where can I find this? Where is that? This and that. Yeah.
There's one I'm liking on here though. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
This one just popped is Barry Bonds jersey. I low key,
I
like that a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
That'd be badass too.
What about Lyman Sweet? I saw LeVar say that.
I can't do that.
You ain't found the Lyman
That
Sweet?
would be a funny one.
It would.
He pissed me off too much though. There's no way.
All right, Neil O'Donnell. I saw So Florida.
See, I never got to see him play, but a lot of people don't like him, so I can't do that.
I've only seen him play one time.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah. I can't do that.
It was the only time I seen him play.
Apparently, he was pretty good. Like actually,
that's
like, he was a solid quarterback. Like, he was an upgrade from all these other dudes they're talking about from the 80s and 90s. But yeah, for him blowing the Super Bowl like that, no one's about it.
Happens like that, man. Oh, and then Call Me K says, matter of fact, get a Charlie Batch jersey.
Batch.
I mean, he was a member of it. He came on the show. Dropped a dope interview.
Yeah, his was really good.
It is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out, man. It's up there. Interviews right there. Charlie Batch. Can't go wrong with it.
I have a Tommy Maddox jersey.
Yeah, you've worn that a couple times. Yeah.
Random ass Tommy Maddox.
Oh, the Johnny Unitas.
Well, it's funny. He never played for the Steelers, but we drafted him and we cut him.
I did not know that.
Yeah, dead serious. I learned that from Madden. Yeah, Call Me Caleb. We learned that from Madden.
That's a fun fact right there.
Yeah, it's hilarious. We drafted him. He's from here too, but then we just cut him and he becomes one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Yeah.
That's crazy, yo.
That's sad.
I like that. Shout out to Johnny Unitas, man. When I would throw, especially in college, right? We would always have like our big man 7-on-7s like on a Friday, right? Anytime I'm at quarterback, I'd always try to throw like Johnny Unitas. So he got that super old, like that
crazy
beautiful release. I'm like, I was trying to do it all the time. Like, yo, that's how Johnny U does it. Johnny Unitas, baby. Oh man, yeah. You already got the Time Maddox. Oh, Bradshaw jersey. You can't do Bradshaw. Your line's drawn in the sand. If you put a Bradshaw on, that's like,
it's Steelers.
Yeah, cool. Nah, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Nah,
I got no hate for Bradshaw.
Nah, you put that Bradshaw on. You know what that says. That's all I'm saying. You put that Bradshaw on and you wear it in here. Oh, we got our new logo for the show, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a whole new logo going forward, man.
Oh, that'd be the biggest troll of all time.
Yes. So,
man, see that you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that. Because maybe at some point I do get a Bradshaw jersey, but now I know you would do that.
Yep.
Damn.
Yes, man.
That would have been so much more funny if I didn't know and then you made the logo.
Hey. I just like to be transparent. That's all, man. That would definitely be the case, though.
I'm good with Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, people are calling me out here.
Yeah, man.
If you wear Bradshaw 7, no longer your GOAT.
Yeah, it's that simple, man.
Why can't I like both?
Nah. Those two things can't be mutually exclusive.
Way.
No. One means this is the number 2. If you put this on, that means this guy's the number 2. You could wear the Cordells. You could wear the Neil O'Donnells. I know he was temporarily colorblind for 2 passes. That's what South Florida still 777 says. I know all those things, but we know when it comes to quarterback jerseys in Pittsburgh, you're either going to own a Bradshaw or you're owning a Ben. No. And that dictates a lot. Now, if you bought them around the same time, it's not like, oh, the Bradshaw, I've had it for generations and now I just got the Ben. No. If your jerseys are new, you're picking a side. You're drawing a line in the sand. You're not going to wear the Bradshaw this week. I'm going to wear the 7 next week. No. That ain't how this thing works, man. It's no different than Aaron Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger and Brett Favre. You don't see them wearing 4s to that stadium. Nah. If you wearing that Favre jersey, that means you think he better than Rodgers. If you wearing that Rodgers jersey, that means you think he better than Favre. It's that simple, man.
You just can't pay homage to
No,
the past?
you cannot. Not when it's like that. Not when they're that polarizing. No, baby.
And I guess with social media too, like you do something, people could take it in so many different directions. Hey,
and see, South Florida, he just seconded that. He says you are either Team 7 or Team 12. Or I said that backwards. Team 12 or Team 7. Call me K. Give me 7 with the breathing emoji with the fire flame coming out. I'm just throwing. Hey man, it's the truth, bro.
Okay, so no Bradshaw jersey, I guess.
It's the truth.
We got a Rod Rutherford call out here too. Wow, whoa. Him and Fitzgerald at Pitt. That was a nice combo.
Fast Willie Park, a Levant Kirkland jersey. Oh, you got a Kirkland?
No. 9-9. You like that? Yeah,
I would.
Yeah, you could get some. These jerseys probably aren't that expensive. Like you get them throwback, like champion or starter or something like that. Yeah, they can't be that expensive.
I feel like with some of the older guys, though, the starter jersey would be fire instead of like the new Nike like starter. Like got that nostalgia.
This is tough, man. Because I could I could get like 10 jerseys.
You could, man. Legitimately, you could, man.
And then just go on a run where I'm rocking heat every podcast.
Man.
I'll think about it. I got to think about it. There was one I had in mind, but we'll see.
We got options, man. We got options now.
We'll see.
And before we finish it up, Brian Castro, he says 7 versus 12 in terms of Terry Bradshaw versus Ben Roethlisberger is like Nas versus Jay-Z. You are absolutely right. You were either bumping the Blueprint and the Takeover, or you were bumping Stillmatic and Ether. I don't bump Ether. It's a dope song. Don't play that song around me. I'm Team Jay-Z all day, every day. I bump the Blueprint on blast, on repeat the whole summer. Stillmatic and Ether dropped. It's a classic. I don't care. I'm a Jay-Z guy. It's that simple. It is that simple. Okay? So, Terry Bradshaw, Ben Roethlisberger, it's that simple, man. It's Coke and Pepsi. You got the people that go to the bar. You got the ones that get the dark liquor, and you got the ones that get the light liquor. You got red wine, you got white wine, all right? You got SUVs, you have cars, okay? It's that simple. They can't work together. Nope. That's simple, man.
I'll stick with my 7 jersey.
That's simple, man.
It's that simple.
It's that simple. And Juan, appreciate you getting in here before we get up out of here, too. Juan Rango says, Moats, help me get a Claypool jersey signed. I will look into it, baby. I will look into it. I got to get back into the building, though. That's the problem right now. Man, the pandemic kept me kicked out for a little while. I'm not used to this, right? When I talked to you, when we first started doing this, I was always on the south side with the guys, man. We just bumping shoulders over there, man. What you need? All right, I got you. Cool. But right now, pandemic still is still pandemic-ish going right now. So, yeah, I haven't got a chance to get over there. But if it changes, I got you, man. I'll talk about it. We'll look into it. So, with that being said, man, whoa. You are psycho. Who's doing this? Malachi, we mixing clear and dark liquor over here? Oh, Lord. I'm scared of you type of people. I'm hung with people that mix. Y'all, you ever seen somebody mix that before? Oh, boy. I done seen
what, in the same cup?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I'll drink anything throughout a night.
I don't mind going light, dark, light, but I'm not mixing them together. You just when you cross them streams, boy, I done seen it. I done seen some craziness.
Yeah, I get it.
Be safe out here, baby. Be safe. But anywho, man.
Yeah,
you saw it. But anywho, it's that time, baby. It's that time. So with that being said, man, We do greatly appreciate everybody that's been tuning in today.
This is fun. A lot of
Always a blast, man. But as I check my clock, it is about pregame time. And y'all know what that can or cannot consist of. I can't confirm nor deny what takes place in said pregame, but pregame is about to start. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you need some more content after you're done watching this, JMU plays at 4 o'clock. ESPN, check them out. And until next time, baby.
Peace.